eyes of the baseball world are on Dodger Stadium tonight, and on that man. After 18 years, Clayton Kershaw, already destined for Cooperstown, sits on the doorstep of baseball history, just 3 strikeouts away from perhaps becoming the game's final pitcher to reach 3,000 strikeouts. History awaits in 1 hour. Right now, it's Leadoff LA. Let's go.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
Dodgers averaging better than 50,000 fans a night, and the Ravine will be packed once again for a chance to witness history tonight. Clayton Kershaw on the doorstep of 3,000 and looking to win his 5th straight start, taking on the White Sox coming up in 60 minutes. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Leadoff LA. John Hartung here alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parra. Where this game was already on the schedule, fans were lining up, buying tickets because they wanted a Yoshinobu Yamamoto bobblehead night. And now they get the bonus of all bonuses, Jerry. Clayton Kershaw making a run at 3,000 strikeouts in history tonight.
Captain Kersh, listen, we love the bobblehead. Yoshi, hopefully at some point you'll be recording 3,000 strikeouts here, maybe 15, 17 years from now, but it's all about Clayton Kershaw. 3 strikeouts away from 3,000. Captain Kersh on the hill, we can't wait.
I mean, yeah, it's Yamamoto. I mean, come on. Everybody was really excited. I'm sure there were tickets, and then obviously we know what the story is, and we talk about this every time he takes the mound. It's no longer Kershaw Day. It's Kershaw Appreciation Day, and obviously we're here to appreciate him once again, but also to hopefully witness history.
All right, the stadium's already full. There was some news before the game. All-Star starters were announced just about 90 minutes ago. And we love to see the first 2 names on this list with Will Smith and America's catcher. He's an all-star for the 3rd straight year. He's a starter for the first time. Freddie Freeman, now a 9-time all-star, including all 4 seasons with the Dodgers. His 5th start in the last 7 years. Rounding out the infield, it's Ketel Marte at 2nd, Manny Machado at 3rd, Francisco Lindor is the shortstop. We already knew Shohei was the starting DH. He was the NL's leading vote getter. This will be his 5th straight year starting the All-Star game. Unfortunately, Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Pages not elected as starters. The outfield will be Ronald Acuna Jr., Kyle Tucker, and Pete Crow Armstrong. Now, the Dodgers went into the final phase of voting with a chance to have 7 more All-Stars starters on top of Shohei Ohtani for the All-Star game. In all, we just saw they end up with 3 starters, which is still really good in itself. Let's head inside the stadium for the first time. Check in with Kirsten Watson. She joins us live with more All-Star reaction. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, look, with 3 named as starters, hopefully a few more to be named as all-stars this year. Dave Roberts, as much as everything today was about Clayton Kershaw, 3 strikeouts away from 3,000, he, of course, spent a little time talking about the guys who were named as all-stars today.
No, I just found out about Dorado just told me 5 minutes ago. So I was watching bullpens. So Will, Freddie, who's the other one? Shohei, a guy named Shohei. So hopefully we get a couple more. I think they've all had great first halves, and it's great to know that 3 guys are starting, and so hopefully we get a couple, 2 or 3 more.
You know, it's a busy day at Dodger Stadium when the All-Star conversation is almost the last conversation during Dave Roberts' scrums. Whether, of course, the Kershaw strikeouts. We've got 3 now named as starters in the All-Star game. Dave Roberts, of course, will be managing the National League, coming off of winning the World Series. And Dave has given us a little bit of insight. He did say that for Shohei Ohtani, at this moment, he's not going to be pitching in the All-Star game representing the National League, but he is, of course, going to be batting leadoff. Of course, when it comes to Freddie as well as Will Smith, hopefully we'll see them in kind of a similar position in the lineup, and hopefully some more guys. Dave Roberts would really like to see Andy Pages being named to his first All-Star game, potentially even seeing Teoscar Hernandez out there as well. So hopefully we'll see a few more Dodgers making the list moving forward, guys.
Yep, the voting is done, but that doesn't mean there aren't going to be more Dodgers added to that roster. Kirsten, thank you very much. But Shohei Ohtani is a guy who leads the National League in home runs. Just threw a fastball the other day, pitching 102 miles an hour, Jerry. And then you have Will Smith, Freddie Freeman. They're 1-2 in the National League in batting average. Will Smith leads all of baseball in hitting with runners in scoring position. So all three of those guys are certainly very deserving to start.
It's amazing. Freddie Freeman has been kind of a little upset about his swing. Second in the National League in hitting. That's how talented he is. You have the Big Show, without question the best athlete on the planet, starting as DH. And then America's catcher, Will Smith, off to a great start this season. Love to see him now starting in the All-Star game, making his third appearance. All three well-deserving, and they represent your LA Dodgers.
Yeah, without question, all three of them deserve to be starting out there. I mean, obviously, the numbers speak for themselves, what they've done throughout this first half of the season, so that is great to see. I mean, Freddie Freeman, talked about Mr. Consistency, just kind of doing it time and time again. And then, obviously, Will Smith, talk about last year where he made the All-Stars, and then, first half was pretty good, and then he was dealing with some injuries. But this year, he looks unbelievable. Not only what he's doing with average, but also what he's doing in the clutch and when guys are on base, and obviously the Big Show. Dave Roberts saying, hey, he's going to lead off. Like, of course, that's the way you start off the show, with the Big Show.
And some people wondering, is he going to pitch in the All-Star game? There's no chance of that happening. He's still trying to ramp up and work his way back from the injury. The All-Star reserves and All-Star pitchers are going to be announced on Sunday, Nomar. Who else do you think deserves to be heading to Atlanta in a couple of weeks?
Well, I know we keep talking about him, and rightly so, is Andy Paez. I mean, what he's done this season, I just love when you see a young player go through last year, get a taste of the big leagues, and then having to make an adjustment and recognize that you have to adjust and then put the work in, and he's done that. And boy, he is having an all-star season without question. So I'd love to see him get there. We know Teoscar Hernandez, what he's done, what he's meant to this team, and Yamamoto. I mean,
Yes.
Yamamoto, what he's done, and ace of the staff. I mean, you got a team, one of the best records in all of baseball with the Dodgers, and who has led that staff as far as pitching is concerned and has been the ace and been the guy you turn to with all the injuries. It's been Yamamoto, so I definitely like to see him there.
And we got to give some love to our relievers. I mean, listen, they have been tasked with so much. Started this season with a lot of our starters out. They've had to eat a lot of innings. You see Clayton Kershaw, he's certainly deserving, especially the way he's pitched the last 4 or 5 starts. But these guys, Max Muncy's had an incredible last 2.5 months. He's certainly deserving. But Andy Paez, without question, he has been a staple in our lineup, helping be a run producer when Teoscar Hernandez was out for quite some time and has continued his ascend. I hope he gets that All-Star nod.
Hey, if Ronald Acuna Jr. can start the All-Star game, Jerry, he didn't even play half of the Braves games in the first half of the season. Why not a guy like Clayton Kershaw if he continues to throw the ball well?
Absolutely. Why not? Clayton Kershaw, sometimes, the Hall of Fame vote, the
Especially
commissioner.
for someone like him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They could have like a Hall of Fame type vote to get Kershaw into that All-Star game.
All right, well, as for tonight's game, let's get our first look at Dave Roberts' lineup card. White Sox are going with a left-handed opener. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts will get things started. Will Smith is in the 3-hole. Then it's Freddie Freeman batting cleanup. No Teoscar Hernandez tonight. It's Andy Paez in right field batting 5th. Max Muncy, then Michael Conforto. Tommy Edman will start in center, and Hae-Sung Kim is at second base. Nomar, what sticks out to you?
Well, we were just talking about, because Andy Paez, this is what he's done. When Teoscar Hernandez was hurt or maybe he was struggling, it's really been Andy Paez who stepped up. And also, this team's turned around when Andy Paez started going at the bottom part of the lineup. So then I look at the bottom part of the lineup, and I see Tommy Edman going into center field once again, back there in center field, which is a good sign for him.
I'm looking at that guy at the start of this lineup, Shohei Ohtani, designated hitter. Look what those stats say. I'm not the biggest stat guy, but this is absolutely insane. 5th straight season, 30 bombs, 10 stolen bases, and at least 5 triples. He did this before the break. And also, he's also a pitcher, John. He pitches, throws 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Won 102 the other day, which is absolutely insane. Of course, the big story of the night, though, is Clayton Kershaw. This guy is already a lock for the Hall of Fame. Tonight, a chance to add to his Cooperstown resume, a chance at history. Jerry needs just 3 strikeouts to become the 20th pitcher to ever record 3,000 Ks.
Well, obviously, Clayton Kershaw, this is on his mind. He understands that. It's 3 strikeouts away. He's going to go out there and make his pitches. Hopefully, it happens a little earlier in the ballgame. It's hard to strike out big league hitters, but hopefully, Kersh gets that done. All he's thinking about, though, after that is getting his team and giving his team a chance to win. But from a historical perspective, Clayton Kershaw, what he's meant to this franchise, his character, that's another thing. He has represented the city of Los Angeles, this Dodger organization, with class. Him and his wife, Ellen, have done a tremendous job in the community. I'm so happy he's still in that Dodger uniform doing great things.
You know, it's really it's incredible. I mean, it really is. Just his career, his growth, what he's been able to do, and obviously getting that 3,000. You know, talk about it's a big deal for him. It's a big deal for the team and for baseball in general. You know, because we know Clayton Kershaw, what he's meant to this great game. We know what he's meant to this Dodger organization. So obviously, you know, everybody's here. Everybody's excited. The fan, the buzz in the air, the crowd. Everybody knows what Clayton Kershaw means. And man, we're all hoping to see him get that 3,000.
And you were there the first time that he debuted with the Dodgers when he was, 20 years old. I don't think anybody could have envisioned we'd be standing here his 18th season on the doorstep of 3,000 strikeouts, but that's what Clayton Kershaw has been over the last almost 2 decades. Still more to come from Dodger Stadium after a day off yesterday. Mookie Betts back in the starting lineup tonight because, of course, he is. Mookie's going to have one of the best seats in the house to see Clayton Kershaw grab a piece of baseball history. Hopefully, Dodgers and White Sox right here at the top of the hour. Plus, Shohei Ohtani slugged his 30th home run of the season last night. We'll discuss Shohei's historic feats at the plate coming up. While we await history for Clayton Kershaw, a bit of history for Shohei Ohtani, courtesy of Opta Stats. In each of the last 5 seasons, Shohei has had 30-plus homers, 10-plus stolen bases, 5-plus triples. No one else in MLB history has done that in more than 3 consecutive seasons, and we're not even at the All-Star break for him to do it once again. But Shohei reached 30 home runs last night in the Dodgers' 86th game. That's faster than anyone else has done it in franchise history. Last year, he hit his 30th home run after the All-Star break. Nomar, he continues to do things that we've never seen anybody in a Dodger uniform do.
Yeah, we seem to be talking about him making history on a regular basis. So, you know, this is why every time he either comes up to bat or he takes the mound, everybody is so excited to watch Shohei because obviously they're witnessing greatness, just like we're going to witness greatness today on the mound with Clayton Kershaw. But at the same time with Shohei Ohtani, just the historic runs and the historic feats that he's accomplishing. I mean, to be able to be doing that in franchise history that you just mentioned about the amount of home runs, 30, the quickest of 30 home runs in franchise, it's such a historic franchise. Yes. You know, we're not talking about a young franchises that, you know, that came in later. We're talking about a historic franchise and all the great players that have played. So for him to accomplish that feat is pretty incredible.
That is an incredible point. You're right, Nomar. This is a historic franchise, and for him to do it, and also, you got to remember, he started pitching in spring training. Obviously, it took a month or so off, but he started that buildup. During that buildup, I thought that he would be a little tired. Then he starts throwing simulated games the last couple months, bullpen session as well. Early, around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, he's still able to perform. Not just perform at a historic level.
Well, and a few weeks ago, talking about those simulated games, Jerry, we were watching Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher, throw to hitters. And before tonight's game, we saw 2 more Dodger pitchers throw to hitters as they continue their rehab from injuries. Let's head back inside once again, check in with Kirsten. She joins us live with some updates on the 2 Blakes, Snell and Trinan. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, we've been talking about just how the light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter and brighter. We know that Tyler Glasnow is on his rehab assignment. We'll have another outing this week. And today it was Blake Trinan and Blake Snell who were facing hitters for the first time since being placed on the IL and on that 60-day IL. Dave Roberts talked about how both of those guys performed today in their inning of work each.
Really good, really good. They'll go again in a couple days, another live session. But both guys look really good in 1 inning.
Teoscar's not starting. Anything going on there?
I'm just giving him a day. We're in the middle of 9 in a row. And, yeah, I'm just get the Comet in there, give Teoscar a day, and he'll be in there the next 7.
Suddenly, you guys have blown out the division, so it gives you a chance to relax and take this all in.
Yeah, we're playing good ball. We got a long way to go. But I do think that getting guys off their feet, whether it's Mookie, it's Freddie, it's Teo, you know, I think it's important for the short and the long term too.
Over these last few days, we've seen how Dave Roberts has really prioritized getting guys some rest here and there, whether it was Freddie Freeman to end the road trip in Kansas City, yesterday Mookie Betts. Now for the two of them, there was a part of just a mental reset with those off days as well. But for Teoscar today, just getting him off of his feet, really trying to understand that it is, of course, the midpoint of the season. Some might say the dog days of summer, so especially with hotter days, getting them a little bit of rest here and there. That does, of course, lead to the big question about Shohei Ohtani, with him now returning to pitching on the mound. He's going to have the start on Saturday. Is he going to have an off day as a DH here and there? Dave Roberts has said that as of right now, he's going to be following Shohei's lead in whatever he needs. But at this point, he's not planning on giving him a day in the upcoming week or over the next few days, guys.
All right, something to watch for Shohei Ohtani with a little less than 2 weeks until the All-Star break. Kirsten, thank you very much. After taking last night's game, the series opener from the White Sox 6-1, Dodgers have now won 13 of their last 16 games. Jerry, we just heard Dave Roberts saying they're playing good ball right now, but yesterday he admitted they haven't even played their best baseball yet, and yet they have best record in the National League.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Great leadership in that clubhouse, and Dave Roberts is right. We have not played our best baseball, but we're doing things that are allowing us to put ourselves in position to win ball games. We're not beating ourselves. We're catching the baseball great defensively. We're getting timely hitting. And obviously, our bullpen has been outstanding. So those are recipes for success. When we get our horses back, Blake Trining, Snell, Glasnow, to go along with this type team that we have right now, it will continue to be tough to beat.
Yeah, and I think that's why Dave Roberts talked about we haven't played our best, because you're also missing some of those names in there. And I think when you have those names, and maybe hopefully that guys, when they come back, are staying healthy, and now all of a sudden you can kind of see kind of the way the staff is going to play out, where they're going, okay, you can, the expectation of who's pitching on a regular basis, it would be good to see. But what I really has been impressed with the Dodgers is they've done an excellent job playing well against teams that are going to be in playoff contention. I know they had a big run there of playing teams like that back to back to back, and they came out of it and did an incredible job. And then on the flip side, though, still not letting down and then beating the teams you're supposed to beat. Because it's really easy to get up and to go out there and say, okay, all the energy goes to those teams, and then think that you can take your foot off the gas and relax a little bit because these teams that you know that you should be beating, they haven't done that. They've played well all around and have managed, and that's the reason why they have such a great record.
Yeah, right now they're 8-2 in this 12-game stretch against sub-500 teams. We are taking you up to first pitch here at Dodger Stadium. Ha-Seong Kim will be starting for just the 26th time in his young career. Should be a memorable one, seeing his future Hall of Fame teammates earn another spot in baseball history. Dodgers and White Sox coming up at 7 o'clock. Plus, Yoshinobu Yamamoto continued to be the rock of the rotation last night, and soon, Dodgers could be getting a number of reinforcements to that starting staff as well.
Many people
once again after. Yoshinobu Yamamoto outstanding for a second straight start last night. Nomar 7 innings, allowed just 1 run, had 8 strikeouts, looking like he's that staff ace once again after a bumpy first part of June.
Yeah, it was a great outing, and John, you called your shot. You're like, you need him to go
right.
7 innings, and that's what you need from an ace. You know, you mentioned, okay, yeah, he had 1 month where he was struggle a little bit. That happens. Are you kidding me? We all go through that as players. Yet it's a matter of turning the page and then getting back up there and then going out there and pitching like you are the ace. And that's exactly what Yamamoto did and has done the last couple of outings, which is so great to see. Hopefully he continues this momentum. But, man, Yamamoto, he is fun to watch. Just watch him pitch and all the stuff. When he is on the way we saw him yesterday, he is so fun to watch the way he pitches around these hitters, the way he makes adjustments over the course of the game, and his stuff is pretty nasty.
I like when he pitches with a lead. They gave him some runs early.
That's a good point.
What a concept. He had a 4-run lead early. He attacked the strike zone right after that. It really used all his pitches. The breaking ball was nasty. That splitter, when he's dotting that fastball, knee level, in and out, he can use that splitter. he was tough to deal with last night.
Well, and after making his season debut back on June 18th, Emmett Sheehan was optioned back to AAA Oklahoma City as the Dodgers continued to want to manage and monitor his innings. Just 13 months removed from Tommy John surgery, Sheehan is eligible, Jerry, to come off the IL perhaps this weekend. When you have guys like Glasnow, Snell, Sasaki not back yet, it would be nice to be able to plug in someone like Emmett Sheehan.
It'll be nice. I think they're going to plug him in, John, because we saw what he did last outing down at AAA. This young man has pitched in the big leagues, has had success in his young career. I have a feeling he'll be back up here. Now, will he start? Will they have an opener for him? This kid has the stuff. He has the makeup. Can't wait to see him back on the mound here at Dodger Stadium. I don't want to say it's going to happen, but I have a pretty good feeling, especially with the need that we have, he'll be back up here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you know, when you look down there at the minor leagues and you're going, you know, for me, it's not always just about the numbers, too, looking at that. It's really how he feels, because his stuff, what we saw when he was up here, like, it plays, and we know it's nasty and it's still great. And I think he knows that and recognizes that well. It's really just a matter of how the body holds up, how he's able to recover after going out there and starting. So obviously they recognize when it's here, because the big league level is just a different feel altogether, and what you're putting your body through and taxing, obviously, to recover. So to go down there, get a couple effort, take this time. But, man, when he comes up, I'm really excited to go see, because, you know, it's been a long road for him, and I know it's tough, but knowing that, to have that confidence and the belief and to see yourself go out there and do it again, I like it.
And in addition to Emmett Sheehan, more reinforcements could be on the horizon. Blake Snell threw to hitters for the first time today. And also tomorrow, no more, we're going to see Tyler Glasnow pitching once again, AAA Oklahoma City. The goal for him, 5 innings, 75 pitches. If all goes well, he could be back.
Yeah, let's hope it goes that well, because, yeah, that's another person that we really need to see go out there back on that mound and really just help this staff. You know, we were just talking earlier about Dave Roberts saying, well, we haven't played our best baseball. Well, because we want some of these guys back off the IL, like Snell and Glasnow, back in that rotation so they can just get going and really run through it. So, and kind of be the team that they were that they wanted on paper at the beginning of this season, right? So hopefully these guys are going through the right progression. Huge for Glasnow. Hopefully he has a really good outing, but most importantly, feels good coming out of it.
And these guys aren't just guys. These guys are difference makers. Tyler Glasnow is absolutely nasty. Hopefully his start goes well and he's healthy. Be ready to go back at Dodger Stadium or wherever we're playing. Blake Snell had that one inning today. Feels great. He's a difference maker. A two-time Cy Young Award winner. We're going to need him down the stretch. Can't wait to get him back.
Speaking of Cy Young Award winners and difference makers, our first look at the man of the hour, Clayton Kershaw. Should be a memorable night for Kersh and for all Dodger fans. Clayton taking the mound, a shot at history coming up at the top of the hour. Clayton Kershaw about to make the start tonight against the White Sox. Is heading out toward the bullpen. He's going to do some stretching and all that first, Jerry. Probably dealing with some nerves and some butterflies, and he's got some fans there waving to him as well, as everybody knows what's at stake tonight.
The nerves are good. That's what you want. You want to have those nervous, take that energy to the bullpen, and then obviously on the mound, him waving to the fans, he's excited.
You know, got to remind yourself, you've done this numerous times before, and I think Clayton Kershaw is also going, okay, I'm also going to take this all in as well.
Straight ahead, we will have much more on Clayton Kershaw's pursuit of history tonight. Stephen and Oral will join us with a preview. We'll hear from team president Stan Kasten. But first, Miguel Rojas live from the dugout on Access next. Dodger Stadium has been the scene for a lot of great moments in baseball history. Tonight, we're hoping to see another. 6,247 days after Clayton Kershaw struck out the very first hitter he ever faced in the big leagues. Tonight, he has a chance to join baseball's elites in the 3,000 strikeout club.
For 18 seasons, we have witnessed history on the mound from Clayton Kershaw.
So let's see now what young Clayton Kershaw will do. Fastball got him swinging. Got it. He's done it.
Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers strikeout king.
3 Cy Youngs, a National League MVP, and 2 World Series championships. And tonight, under the bright lights of Dodger Stadium, Clayton Kershaw goes for more history.
3 strikeouts away from 3,000. You have a chance to do it at home. It would be very special.
It's the chase for 3,000 strikeouts, and it's coming up next.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers, John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., and Nomar Garciaparra. The stadium is already packed here in Los Angeles. It's a special night at Dodger Stadium. We're hoping also a historic night as Clayton Kershaw needs 3,000 needs 3 strikeouts to reach 3,000 for his career. Right now, we're joined by a guy who was playing right behind Clayton Kershaw, probably had the defensive play of the game when he threw his no-hitter 11 years ago. It's Miguel Rojas. He's got the headset on, joining us live from the dugout. Miggy, thank you so much for coming on. You've been a part of this with Clayton Kershaw. You saw him when you were a young player growing up, and then you have seen him now as a veteran player, and I know you're teammates now, but how much of you tonight will be more of a fan of the game of baseball and a fan of Clayton Kershaw as you sit there and you watch him go for 3,000?
Yeah, it's an exciting day to be a Dodger and to be part of this organization and knowing what Clayton means to the whole city of LA and to this team. And being able to reach to 3,000 strikeouts with just one organization is pretty amazing. One of 3 guys to ever do it, and it's pretty emotional to me because I got to see him when he was at his peak. You know, the best of the best when he won the MVP that year, Cy Young, and he was like just running the league. And now getting to see him in 2023 pitching through some adversity, some injuries and all that, it makes it more special to be part of this group right now. And getting to see him, I wish I could be playing behind him, and I can play shortstop and third base or whatever position they put me in. But it's going to be special to be here in the dugout and to be part of something really special for him and for his family.
Yeah, Miggy Rowe, what's up? This is Jerry. Hey, you kind of touched on it a little bit. You got a chance to see Clayton Kershaw as a teammate, and then obviously facing him when we were at the Marlins when he was an absolute terror to hitters. 14-15, his MVP season of 14. But now you've seen in the last couple of years being his teammate once again. How have you seen him fight his way back through injuries? A little bit older, the body's beat up a little bit, but still is able to do great things on the mound.
Yeah, that's what you respect the most about a person and about a player. That he wants to be out there, you know. He wants to do it. He wants to fight through some minor stuff and even bigger stuff. You know, I got the opportunity to see firsthand what he have to go through. I mean, I remember last year when he was trying to throw the ball, sitting on a chair, trying to get back, when he couldn't just like put his foot on the ground. That's what you respect the most about a guy who's been doing it for a long time. You know the player, everybody know the pitcher, but when you got the opportunity to see behind the scenes and fighting through adversity when he don't need to do it, and he could call a career if he wants to a couple years ago or whatever it may be, he still do it. He wants to go out there and help and contribute winning, and I know he's excited to get this, but the most important thing for him is winning this game and helping us getting to where we're gonna get it, which is winning another World Series.
Hey, Mickey, this is Nomar. You know, I know we've been talking about Clayton Kershaw, and obviously it's a big day here, and obviously we're all excited to witness history. But I want to ask you about another teammate of yours, because we've been also talking about him being deserving to be an all-star, and that's Andy Pages. You know, you've been there, and to watch Andy Pages just grow over the years and what we've seen him this year, I'm just wondering, from your perspective, what have you seen him grow this year to be a guy who should be in the all-star game?
Yeah, I feel like he should be an all-star, and he might be, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get an opportunity to be out there because it's remarkable what he's been doing. He's been kind of like the guy who's never let down the opportunity. He always worked hard every single day. And that's one of the most impressive things that I see from Pages. Even though when the things weren't going well for him at the beginning of the year, he still show up early. He knows he's one of the youngest players in this clubhouse. he hit in the cage, and you guys know how it is, the dynamics on when you're a young guy and you have to be here early. He was hitting every single day outside when we have like a velo machine or a live VP or anything like that. He worked and fought through the tough moments at the beginning of the year, and he deserves everything that he's getting right now. Offensively, it's been great, but what kind of like make a really good impression to me so far is the way that he's been playing in the outfield, not caring about like throwing the ball and actually making plays for us in the tough spots. There are going to be some errors there. There are going to be some mistakes that he's going to learn from, but I'm really proud that he's never kind of backed down of the opportunity, and he's playing without a fear of making an error.
Yeah, he's certainly deserving of being on the All-Star team. Clayton Kershaw has been to many All-Star games. Miggy, a lot of people know your shoe game is pretty legendary. Some people might even say you're obsessed with customized cleats. It's part of your personality. And I think sometimes you might have special cleats for special occasions. And I hate to put you on the spot, but if you were to design something for Clayton Kershaw to wear on a night when he's going for 3,000, what do you think those cleats might look like, at least in your mind?
No, on my mind, I know for sure he will like something from his kids. I got to see Kershaw pitching and being around the clubhouse, but this is kind of the first year that I see a little bit more of the personality with the kids and with the family and being out there with them. And the other day we had an opportunity. We just came out of a family trip, so it was like, I don't know, maybe 45 kids out there. He was pitching for more than an hour and a half. Wiffle balls to the kids outside, and I know he really cares about his family. So something along the lines with his kids, like painting his shoes and saying congrats, Dad, on throwing your 3,000 strikeout. I think it will be really cool for him.
Miggy, this is Jerry. This is not a question. I just want to commend you, brother. You have been outstanding, one of the leaders there. I know you started out slow a little bit offensively, but with your limited at-bats you've gotten the last couple months, you have been outstanding, a key piece to our team.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great
guys
having you,
very much. It
Miggy.
means a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Miguel Rojas. All right, Miggy, thank you so much. I know you're going to have a great view of Clayton Kershaw, hopefully history tonight. Talk about some elite company. The only left-handed pitchers in baseball history who have reported 3,000 strikeouts. Randy Johnson, Steve Carlton, they are 4K members. Then it's CC Sabathia and Clayton Kershaw. 3 strikeouts away from becoming the 4th southpaw to reach 3,000. Here's Dave Roberts before the game on Kurt.
I think for me, I think I can speak for everyone. We're kind of waiting in anticipation, chance for history. It's the last box for Clayton to check in his tremendous career. To be able to potentially be able to do it at home in front of our fans, I think we're all looking forward to that. He's never been a person to look for kind of, acknowledgement, I guess, or attention. But, he's earned that, and whether he likes it or not. So I hope it happens soon. I think that he wants it to happen soon just to get it over with. So I'm sure when he gets into some 2-strike counts, he's going to be chasing it, and it's hard not to. It's an aggressive team. They put the ball in play early, but it's going to be fun. I mean, I know his whole family's here, and it's something that's been highly anticipated. And again, just to have the opportunity to potentially do it at home, I personally can't wait to celebrate him. And, I've been a part of this for 10 years with him, so it's been fun.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. We are going to have some of Clayton Kershaw's former teammates in the house tonight. We also have the man who drafted Clayton Kershaw back in 2006, Ned Colletti. Ned, thank you so much for coming by. I want to ask you, when you go back to that day when you drafted this high school kid out of Texas, could you have ever imagined we would be sitting here in his 18th season talking about someone on the doorstep of 3,000 strikeouts?
We knew he was special, and we knew he was unique, but we really didn't know, honestly, how special he would be. Because it's, greatness comes in stages, but did he have the makings of it? Right from the outset, he did. The compete was off the chart. Sometimes, way beyond the chart, but just outstanding.
When did you realize that he was something special beyond what you ever hoped?
First time he came to Major League Spring Training, I think it was in '08 with Joe Torre and Rick Honeycutt, and I told him, You're going to love this guy. But you're not going to get him right away. He pitched 1 inning against the Red Sox in Vero Beach. And they said, we got to have this guy. I said, you'll have him. You'll have him. But it's going to be a minute.
You know what I knew? When he struck out Skip Schumacher, I knew then.
First batter he faced.
I knew then that he was special. He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Did he ever strike you? He ever get you?
Next question, John.
Made you into a TV guy.
Well, Ned Clayton, that was a nice surprise. Thank you so much for coming by. I know all the Dodger fans. Thank you for drafting Clayton Kershaw,
well,
who, of course, has become one of the all-time greats.
Thank all Dodger fans. I never had a chance to say thank you, but thank you all.
Awesome.
You're the best.
All right, let's check out Dave Roberts' lineup. The White Sox are going with a left-handed opener in this game. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts will lead things off. You've got Will Smith in the 3-hole. Freddie Freeman batting cleanup. No Teoscar Hernandez in there tonight. Andy Pages will start in right field batting 5th. Max Muncy, then Michael Conforto. Tommy Edman is in center. Jerry and Haesung Kim at second base.
I'm looking at Shohei Ohtani. Look at those numbers. This is before the break. He's already accomplished this. He's an all-star. Also, I'm looking at down the line here, Tommy Edman in center field. I don't know, Nomar, you mentioned that earlier. That means his feet are healthy.
Yeah, and that's great. And I really like Tommy Edman in center field, and it allows Haesung Kim. I really like Haesung Kim at second base.
Yes.
And we talk about just the dynamic that Haesung Kim brings to the game here and bring to this team. So hopefully we can see more of that.
We are getting closer to what could be a historic night. Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser will be on the call. We'll check in with the guys from the booth for a preview of Clayton Kershaw's chase for 3,000 strikeouts coming up. Will Smith and Freddie Freeman rank 1-2 in the National League in batting average, and today they were named All-Star starters for the National League. They joined Shohei Ohtani, who earned a starting spot after having the most votes among all National League players in Phase 1 of the balloting. It is Smith's 3rd straight All-Star, not his first time, though, as the starting catcher, and it's Freddie Freeman's 5th consecutive All-Star nod, 4 straight as a Dodger, and 9th of his brilliant career. Here's what's coming up on the calendar. 2 more games with the White Sox, then a tough test against the top 2 teams in baseball for the month of June. It's the Astros and Brewers. 3 games with Houston, beginning with fireworks this Friday on the 4th. And then Monday, the Dodgers will be in Milwaukee. Saturday's game on Fox, the rest of them right here on Sportsnet LA. So there's going to be more than 51,000 fans in the house tonight, all hoping to be witnessing Clayton Kershaw make history. And there are 2 guys who are going to get a chance to hopefully be the soundtrack for Clayton Kershaw's historic night. The guys calling the game right here on Sportsnet LA. Let's say hello to Steven Nelson and Oral Hershiser joining us live from the booth. Hi there, Steven.
Hey, John. Hey, fellas. Yeah, Or and I have been talking and joking, but really not joking. Like, what are we going to say? And honestly, maybe nothing, because we know that if it happens tonight, Dodger Stadium and this crowd is going to say far more than we ever could, Oral. But as we look ahead to this start tonight, Clayton Kershaw, 3 strikeouts away. Dr. Krajewski pulled these numbers. 437 career starts for Clayton Kershaw. He has struck out at least 3 batters in 413 of them. That's 94.5% of his career starts. That is sort of a mind-boggling number.
Yeah, he has been a strikeout pitcher from day one. He continued to be a strikeout pitcher, and the thing that really enhanced him as a strikeout pitcher was the addition of a slider, and that is the pitch that has kept him going on this pace to get to 3,000. That slider down and into righties that disappears will continue to be the pitch throughout the rest of his career that punches people out, and I think that's the chase slider that I would love to see for number 3,000.
I love you taking us into the mechanical weeds for pitching. Now I just want you to talk straight emotions, because you've known Clayton Kershaw for a long time, and you have to imagine that there are butterflies. Even with all he's accomplished, he's experiencing the nerves right now. How are you feeling?
His nerves are calming with every toss out there in the outfield. They'll calm even more when he goes to the bullpen. It's absolutely amazing that once you finally get the ball in your hand, you have something to do with the energy and the nerves and the adrenaline. So I know he's feeling the best he's felt all day. He will feel even better when he gets on the mound against the White Sox. And for me, I'm just as nervous as if I was starting. It's going to be hard to watch strikeout 1, strikeout 2, and then strikeout 3, and not have the nerves and the whole emotions of your career living vicariously through this man at this age and what he has done, and done it for 18 years for all of us. It's going to be a big, big crescendo.
Yeah, an emotional day for everybody. And I know LA doesn't want to hear this, but if it doesn't happen in Los Angeles tonight, his next start will be in Milwaukee. That is, of course, where he struck out his 2,000th batter. But, John, as we get it back to you, Jay Hare and Gnomes, number 1, you just referenced strikeout number 1, Skippy Skip Schumacher.
Yep.
I talked to Skip a few days ago, Jay Hare, and he said there's a wildly active text thread with him, Clayton Kershaw, you, Mark Ellis, maybe a couple more that I'm forgetting. And he said that strikeout gets brought up at least once a month. And he
I would
can't
say
live it
2 or
down.
3 times a month. Michael Young is the biggest culprit of that strikeout. Mention it, so yes.
Hey, quick story on that, John. Skip said that Clayton Kershaw invited him to a game in 2016, got him, Skip, and his son some tickets, and then he made sure that that video played on Dodger Vision. So Skip will never be able to live it down.
That's a true story.
He was strikeout number 1. Somebody's going to be strikeout number 3,000. It's going to happen tonight. Steven and Oral will be on the call. We'll see you guys coming up at 7 o'clock. Thank you very much, guys. Injury report is brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC. The Dodgers' 2 Blakes, Snell and Trinan, both took another step in their recoveries from injury, facing hitters today. Snell has been out almost 3 months with shoulder inflammation, has only made 2 starts since joining the Dodgers. Trinan has also been out since April due to a forearm sprain. Next step for both guys, another live BP session, and then hopefully we will see them out on a minor league rehab outing. Coming up next, we will hear from Clayton Kershaw's ultimate boss, Dodgers president Stan Kasten will join us on a history-chasing night here at Dodger Stadium. Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you in part by Burt's Mega Mall, California's largest power sports dealer. Left on left prime.
You're already calling it, so you're like making sure everybody's in their seats ready for that one. So I like what you're thinking of. I'm going with a guy in there, bottom of the lineup, Hassan Kim. Hassan Kim has a big day today.
All right, I'm going to go with a guy because Freddie Freeman, he's been reminding Clayton Kershaw all season long how many more strikeouts he needs until he reaches 3,000. So I'm going to take Freddie Freeman tonight, who's going to be there to watch that 3,000th K. And Freddie's also going to have a big night with the bat in a Dodger victory. All right, well, Stan Kasten has had a front row seat to the Clayton Kershaw experience going back to 2012 for Kershaw Appreciation Day. It is the boss, the president, and CEO of the Dodgers. He is our Dodger voice, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Well, in 2008, we saw Kershaw debut. In 2012, you came to this organization. When you think about all that you have experienced with Clayton Kershaw, how would you describe what his career has looked like thus far?
It's amazing, and I'm going to use the word indescribable, because to be this dominant for this long a period of time just does not happen. And to do it with one team, that really never happens. Didn't happen back then. It didn't happen. It doesn't happen now. Everyone knows I was with an organization that had Hall of Fame pitchers. Not one of them stayed with the same team for their entire career. And some of them won 300 games, and they didn't stay with their team. So his career is indescribable to a mere mortal like me. And it's been a joy watching him go out there and dominate as many times as he has.
He is someone, we have seen him evolve in so many different ways. What has stood out to you just about him as a person, whether as an athlete on the mound, a man off the field? What stands out to you about him that you've seen over this time?
Well, he has maintained his personality off the field. He didn't have kids when I first met him. Okay, now he's a father, a doting father, whose kids are with him at the game. That's very lucky. A lot of players don't get that. He's continued his philanthropic work, not just here, but in Africa. He's visited our camp in the Dominican Republic just because that's who he is. So he's really grown into himself to be not just a great young, physically attributed player, but a real person, a real role model for other players. And player after player after player who comes up will talk about him like he is a role model. And that's I will tell you, very rare. In a game where there's lots of envy and lots of jealousy about everyone for everything, you don't hear that about Clayton. All you hear is mad respect for him, and of course he deserves all of it.
Whether it's been the World Series championships, the Cy Youngs, the MVP, hopefully today 3,000 strikeouts, is there a moment that stands with you about Clayton Kershaw?
Well, I remember his no-hitter, and that was very cool. It was, and we have Miguel Rojas back with us this year after making the star play in that game to preserve that no-hitter. So I remember that. But it was, you know, it was all of the wins and all of the Cy Young Awards, the top 5 and 10 Cy Young voting seasons. You can't have that kind of dominance for that long a period of time without being unique in the history of the game. And his place in the history of the game is exactly that. It's unique.
Stan, thank you as always, and thank you for sharing those stories. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get to witness some more history tonight.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Just minutes away from Clayton Kershaw starting a game at Dodger Stadium for the 223rd time in his surefire Hall of Fame career. The chase for 3,000 is just about at the finish line. We've got first pitch coming up.
Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers.
The RAV4 times, though, have been different. And tonight is one of those nights. On the other side of these doors, his teammates are waiting. Between the white lines, history awaits. Clayton Kershaw, 3 strikeouts away from becoming the 20th member of the 3,000 strikeout club. And as always, he sticks to his routine, out on the field at 6:23 on the dot. Let's say hello, shall we? Wherever you may be and however you may be joining us, welcome to Blue Heaven on Earth. Alongside Oral Hershiser, I'm Stephen Nelson. Kirsten Watson is down next to the Dodger dugout. But Oral, everybody is here for one reason. And respectfully, not the Yoshinobu Yamamoto bobblehead. It's the opportunity to watch Clayton Kershaw go for history.
During this generation, the Dodgers have won 2 world championships on the road. Clayton has thrown his no-hitter here at home. This will be a night in the regular season that will be one of the most special nights ever in his career.
The way he has turned on the Jets the last 4 starts, Oral, he has turned back the clock and looked like vintage Kersh.
Yeah, the slider is still there. The curveball is changing speeds. The fastball has location. Yes, there were 7 in St. Louis. Yes, there were 5 in San Francisco, 4 against Washington, 5 against Colorado, but the biggest number tonight is 3.
Let's go down the stairs to Kirsten Watson. Kirsten, you know, there's a buzz in the building tonight. There's an energy, there's a nervousness and anxiety because the anticipation. How's the Dodger clubhouse feeling?
Everyone down here is feeling like they are patiently waiting to witness history. With talking to Dave Roberts earlier, he said that for Clayton Kershaw, this achievement is truly the final box when it comes to checking off things with his illustrious career. And he said that Clayton Kershaw, he wants this one. He said that when he finds himself in a 2-strike count, he is going to be chasing it to get that 3rd one. But when asked how he wants to see him receive that 3,000th career strikeout, he wants it to be, of course, a swinging strike. And the pitch, you might ask, he, of course, wants it to be a slider, guys.
The chase will get on when we come back. Forever ago and yesterday at the same time, a fresh-faced Kersh made his debut. Then his no-hitter is tonight the latest chapter in his Hall of Fame career. Come back on Sportsnet LA. Let's find out together.
You have a chance to do it at home. It will be very special.
It's the chase for 3,000 strikeouts, and it's coming up next. Clayton Kershaw.
So let's see now what young Clayton Kershaw will do. Fastball got him swinging. Got it. He's done it.
Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers strikeout king.
3 Cy Youngs, a National League MVP, and 2 World Series championships. And tonight, under the bright lights of Dodger Stadium, Clayton Kershaw goes for more history.
3 strikeouts away from 3,000. You have a chance to do it at home. It will be very special.
It's the chase for 3,000 strikeouts, and it's coming up next. .708. Not a second earlier. Clayton Kershaw runs out. Though tonight could be different, Clayton Kershaw doing everything in his power to make sure nothing is different.
He has a regimen. He follows it specifically, maniacally, and it has worked. From the dry work yesterday to watching the game to understanding what would be tonight, he's ready.
His 9th start of the season, trying for 5 straight wins, trying to lead the Dodgers to 7 straight series wins, trying for history. 3 strikeouts away from becoming the 20th pitcher all time to record at least 3,000 strikeouts. He would be the 4th left-hander ever. But Oral, what makes it different in Dodger Nation is that Clayton Kershaw could be just the 3rd in history, regardless of hand, to record 3,000 in one uniform.
One uniform makes it very special. Los Angeles makes it very special. From a 19-year-old to a 37-year-old, it's 3 strikeouts away from 3,000. We have watched him grow up. We have watched him mature. We have watched him dominate from the very, very beginning. And that domination has been spelled K for Kershaw.
And honestly, we've watched him soften a little bit. And I think we have Ellen and the Kershaw kids to thank for that. They are, of course, in attendance. Allie, Charlie, Cooper, Chance, and another one on the way.
I think that the family, his teammates, his manager, his pitching coach, and the fans are going to allow him to celebrate this individual achievement. He is so much about team, about W's, about going deep into games for the club. But I think he's gotten permission to celebrate when he gets number 3.
Off we go. Fastball upstairs. Ball 1 to Chase Maedroff, the local kid leading off for the White Sox here in game 2 of a 3-game series. Now, of course, the stats never can fully predict the story of any one baseball game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. But the White Sox have the 2nd highest strikeout rate in baseball against left-handed pitchers. Nearly 27%. It's an aggressive team. It's a young team. 2-2.
The fans are engaged like it's a World Series game right from the first pitch.
On a 2-2 pitch, Maedroff shoots it to right field. It'll hang up for Pages, the first out of the ball game. Talking to some of Clayton's teammates before the game today. They weren't too talkative with Kershaw, but they were very observant of him. And they said, it's a different look. There was some jitters, some good nerves.
They are fun butterflies to have if you can make them fly in formation.
Now Austin Slater. Strike 1 at the knees. Slater, one of the more familiar White Sox facing Kershaw. 27 at-bats. He's got 7 hits, 4 for extra bases, including 3 home runs. The other side of the ledger, 7 strikeouts. The 0-2. The hair downstairs.
Went for the chase slider. Put it in a position to get the chase. Didn't get him to pull the trigger.
Curve fouled away. I do sort of feel for Jim Wolf, the home plate umpire tonight. Every close call, if it is not called a strike, he's going to hear it from 50,000 plus.
I think if you took a poll, people would want it to be a strike 3 on a swing.
Shot down the right field line. That's a fair ball and toward the corner. Cut off quickly by Pages. He then loses it. It goes by him. Slater is thinking 3. And he will get there standing up. So a defensive miscue from Andy Pajes in the corner.
Fastball up. Clayton was trying to get it more inside, able to get an inside-out swing to give it down that line, and then that was a tough play right there. You're wondering, is it going to hit the cement underneath or the padding? The padding catapulted it by him. Let's see if the official score calls it a double with an error or a 3-bagger.
Swinging first strike on the former Dodger Miguel Vargas. Dodger infield drawn in with Slater on third and only one out. It is scored a triple, be the first of the season for Austin Slater. Slider just misses the bottom of the zone. Even count 1-1.
This situation has been part of why Clayton has so many strikeouts when he needs one. He's pitched out of so many jams where he can't allow the runner to advance 90 feet. And of course, that could be a pop-up, but for him, it's usually a K.
2 balls and a strike. He deals. Vargas whiffs on strike 2. 3 White Sox faced by Kershaw. All of them were in 2-strike counts. Vargas is 1 for his last 25 with 10 strikeouts. Ground ball to third, scooped up by Muncy. Steers Slater back to the bag and gets out number 2.
With Clayton on the mound and you're the third baseman, you have to be ready all night. Predominantly throughout his career, it was fastball into righties and slider down and into righties, and that was that pitch right there that induced that ground ball.
Been 3 swings and misses from the White Sox, but none have come in 2-strike counts. 1 more out to get to escape the first inning. Andrew Benintendi, veteran outfielder at the DH tonight, swings through a strike. 4 for 9 lifetime is Benintendi against Kershaw. All 4 hits were singles. Kershaw checks back on Slater, runner on third, and now deals his 0-1.
The last 4 games, Clayton has been really on his game. You can't tell him he's in the twilight of his career. 4-0 with a 1.57 over his last 4 starts.
On this 1-1, Benintendi, string 2, strike 2. Statcast 3D is powered by Google Cloud, illustrating his pitch usage his last 4 starts.
Curveball most effective. Don't look at the splitter. He throws it less than 5% of the time, but the slider is the pitch.
Curveball in the dirt, well blocked by Will Smith. Keeps Slater on third. The count squares up 2-2.
Dodgers with a 6-1 win last night because they hit with runners in scoring position. The White Sox, they have not hit with runners in scoring position so far in these 2 games. 1 for 6.
Kershaw's 20th pitch of the inning is roped to right. It will drop down for a hit. RBI single Andrew Benintendi, and the White Sox take the early 1-0 lead.
Clayton put a new wrinkle into that pitch, dropped down a little bit. Went really low 3/4 with this fastball, trying to get it away. Lefty just found a way to get it out there to right field.
Now the switch hitting catcher, Edgar Quero. Again, 2 strikes. He's gotten there every single hitter, but just has not been able to put them away via the strikeout. And in fact, there's been loud contact.
The crowd slightly tempered here, knowing that it can't happen in this first inning, but they're looking to get the count a little closer to 3,000.
High chopper left side of the infield. This will be Mookie's ball, but he won't have a play. An infield single continues the first inning for Chicago.
Second baseman number 50, Clayton Kershaw.
A chopper that no matter how good your baseball clock is, you know there is no chance here.
The most pitches Clayton Kershaw threw in one inning in his last start was 16. Already at 23, starting tonight. (1-0) Chicago. They've already equaled their hit total from all of last night in the series opener with 3 hits. First and second, 2 down. The ball upstairs on Lenin Sosa.
He's their toughest customer right now. Last night 2 for 3. Since May 28th, he's hitting close to 300. The last 5 games close to 400. He's been the guy in the lineup driving in their runs.
Ball 2.
It was a good visit by Will Smith, not only giving up a run and then the chopper, but to get out there at a pitch count at 23 and just give him a little breather.
Dodger Stadium trying to give Clayton Kershaw a boost ahead of this 2-0 pitch. There's a strike on the inner third.
The graphic we just showed about the first inning and having a high ERA. The longer you go into your career, the more you have to get your rhythm and your location. You don't have all the stuff to get people out with poor location. So you're using that first inning to find your rhythm, to find your location, your release point. And then if you can do that within the stuff that you've brought to the mound, all of a sudden you can get on a roll. And that's what we've seen with Clayton since coming back from injury.
Needs one more strike to finish the first.
Well, the one thing we have seen is the White Sox are going to swing with 2 strikes. They are going to protect, and so he's going to have to find some put away pitches against this young lineup.
Kershaw approaching 30 pitches in the top of the first. Another 2-2. High fly ball left field toward the Dodger bullpen. Conforto on the warning track. He is at the wall. He leaps and he brings it back. Michael Conforto with a spectacular catch of the wall to get the Dodgers out of the first. Here's the Dodgers starting lineup presented by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts reunited at the top of the order with Betts drawing back in. Will Smith, though, will bat third in front of Freddie Freeman, who is cleaning up. Andy Pajes will bat fifth and right. Max Muncy holding down the sixth spot at third. And the final 3, Michael Conforto in left field just made a terrific play. Tommy Edman in center and Hesong Kim back-to-back starts for the Dodger rookie. So the Dodgers are going to try and replicate their first inning from last night. They scored 4 runs, all with 2 outs. They'll face an opener for the White Sox, the left-hander Brandon Eisert.
Eisert will throw more sliders to lefties and more change-ups to righties. We'll see how long he's in there. Probably just 1 inning.
His first pitch of the night. Hooks slow and away, ball 1. Ohtani had just 1 hit last night, but it was a big one. His 30th home run of the season. 5 straight campaigns with at least 30. He's hit that number before the All-Star break for the 3rd time in his career.
And with some fancy footwork to get to that ball inside. Rolled over his front foot, spun off his back foot, and got the head of the bat on that one.
A 1-1 from Eisert.
is in the dirt.
This Dodger lineup wants to get Clayton some runs and put the air back in the balloon. There was a lot of work in the top of the first.
On a 2-1. Ohtani rolls it to the right side. It's scooped up at first by Vargas. He'll call off Isert and step on the bag.
Shortstop, number 50, Mookie Betts.
Now we'll see if the day off on Tuesday helped Mookie Betts. Dave Roberts said that it was just a mental day. He gave his star shortstop a breather. Oh, strike one called against him. Mookie was 1 for 12 in Kansas City. His one hit was an RBI base hit. A game-winning knock for him against the Royals. Quickly 0-2. And still now, park-adjusted OPS 100 being league average. Mookie Betts' number is 99 this year. Certainly the toughest offensive campaign he has had in the big leagues. On an 0-2. Isert misses high.
Dave Roberts emphatic that moving to shortstop and all the work that he's put in there has not affected him. He just feels like this is an adjustment year for Mookie. Kind of a searching year, and hopefully turn it around here in the second half, and especially be ready for October.
On a 2-2 from Isert. Betts pops one up. Right side foul ground. Vargas toward his own dugout. 2 gone.
Off days are typically around off days, so the one they give you is usually around a travel day, so you get more than one.
Number 16.
Well, last night there were 2 outs and nobody on base in the first. Will Smith came to the plate, worked the walk, and that got the Dodgers rolling on their way to 4 2-out runs. They trail 1-0 now. Bottom of the first, 2 outs, bases empty, and a first pitch strike from Isert.
The starting catcher for the National League All-Star team right here in the box at Dodger Stadium, and it is well deserved.
Third consecutive All-Star game selection for Will Smith. He's going to be the starter, though, in Atlanta. On a chase to become the 4th full-time catcher in the National League to win a batting title.
Top average, top on base percentage. One of the best clutch hitters, 2-strike hitters this year.
Doesn't chase, doesn't really whiff, and when he hits the ball hard.
Oh yeah, and you got that responsibility of taking care of the staff. All the meetings that he is involved in, all the studying that he is involved in prior to those meetings, so that he can help lead the pitching staff. Dodgers got a lot of 2-out runs last night. They got a lot of 2-strike hits.
Pitch clock violation. Or was he just saying time called by Isert? No, it was a violation. So now the count is full for Smith.
And he hits this ball hard. Left field. Forget about it. Certified All-Star Will Smith.
Six home runs the last couple weeks and change for Smith. A power surge.
This is not a power swing, but it is a powerful swing. He just goes down and meets this ball. He started it off last night with a walk in the first inning. This one he gets to walk around the bases if he'd like.
Now Freddie Freeman with the game tied at 1. Stares at ball 1 low. Freddie Freeman was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts last night.
That home run might loosen up everybody in the stadium, on the bench, and on the field. Top of the first, a little bit tough. Everybody probably has nerves and different emotions, but now we're playing baseball, and that could loosen up Clayton when he comes out and takes the mound.
2 balls and a strike on Freddie. The pitch from Isert. Popped up. Third base side. It's a Pra. Underneath it. That ends the first inning, but a 2-out solo blast from Will Smith ties the game. Clayton Kershaw back to the mound when we come back. Clayton Kershaw in the Dodger bullpen can strike out 7 White Sox. It'll be another free jumbo jack waiting for you tomorrow at a Jack in the Box in LA after you buy a large drink. But I do think every Dodger fan in the world will trade all the free jumbo jacks in the world to just have 3 strikeouts instead of 7.
As an ex-pitcher, I do not like the word jack because it means home run, but here tonight, yes, I'm rooting for jumbo jacks.
There nearly was one, a big one for the White Sox in the first inning from Lenin Sosa, but it was caught at the wall by Michael Conforto. It's a 1-1 ball game in the second. Bottom of the order for the White Sox. Mike Tauchman, followed by Michael A. Taylor and Vinny Capra. Miss, 1 and 2.
Clayton had 7 pitches with 2 strikes in the first inning, 3 curveballs, 2 sliders, and 2 fastballs. Let's see what he pulls the trigger on here.
Mentioned his struggles in the first inning this year. The strikeout rate in the first, slightly below 12%. After the first inning, it goes up to 20. Bouncer to the right side. Him hustles in, gets the flip to Freddie for the first out. You could hear the audible groan from the crowd. Normally they cheer outs, but tonight they're feeling greedy. They want a certain kind.
Center fielder number 21, Michael Taylor.
There's a lot of batters in the big leagues that even with 2 strikes are just looking in an area or for a certain pitch. It looks like this White Sox lineup is just looking to make contact.
They don't want to be on the other side of history. You can understand that as a competitor. Michael A. Taylor waves at strike 1.
You know, there might be somebody on their roster that wants to be infamous.
Taylor hits one to left field. Conforto in front of the track. 2 gone. Well, last night, the 27 outs recorded by Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Jack Dreyer, and Anthony Banda. 12 were via the punch out. 8 of 9 White Sox had at least 1 strikeout.
Much cleaner inning here in the second. In the first inning, Clayton's got an ERA of 7 so far this year. His 9 innings. And I'll tell you what, his ERA after that, after the first, a 2.05.
That'll play. Strike 1.
That's how you end up with a 157 over your last 4 starts and be 4-0.
Curve on the outside corner, 0-2. Spikes a ball in the dirt.
A little extra effort on that one.
Ground ball to short. Gobbled up by Betts. Kershaw sends the White Sox down in order in the second. Brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing. The Clayton Kershaw experience has been amazing. 18 years now. That's a picture from May 25th, 2008. St. Louis Cardinals visiting Dodger Stadium, taking on a fresh-faced rookie wearing number 54 in his big league debut. Struck out the very first batter that he faced. Friend of the organization, Skip Schumacher, since become a good friend of Clayton Kershaw. And that strikeout The video of it finds its way into Skip's inbox at least once a month. Andy Pages pummels a ball to dead center field and gives the Dodgers the lead. Ambushes the first pitch thrown by Burke tonight. Make it 2-1.
Well, he may not be an all-star starter, but he is reminding the league, the voters, and his manager, who will have a chance to be part of that equation, that I should be an all-star. Boy, some kind of first half pre-all-star game stats for a young man that was worried about his job earlier in the season.
Home run number 17. RBI number 58 for Andy Pages. Once he grounds it to second, it'll be out number 1.
Andy Pages in right field tonight. He can play any of the outfield positions with his speed, his arm, and his accurate routes. But it's the bat that has woken up the league and all baseball fans. Even though the arm has been a great addition and a lot of unbelievable throws and assists, it's the bat that's been amazing.
Michael Conforto has strike one called against him. Sean Burke, a scheduled bulk arm for the White Sox, into his 17th appearance. This will be the 3rd time he's come out of the bullpen as the bulk man. The waves at strike 2.
Dodgers have scored 8 runs in this series so far. We're only talking about almost 11 innings, but that's the first run that wasn't scored with 2 outs by the Dodgers.
The Dodgers have the best record in Major League Baseball, and that's despite the opponent scoring first 50 times. Conforto stares at strike 3. No stranger to comeback wins. At 50 numbers, the second most in Major League Baseball. Only the Rockies have had it happen more. And obviously, that's the other end of the competitive spectrum.
Dodgers #1 team in Major League Baseball with hitting with runners in scoring position. White Sox last.
Strike 1 on Tommy Edman. After going 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts last night, Tommy Edman was grinding in the cage today during batting practice with Robert Van Scoyoc and Aaron Bates trying to groove his swing on both sides of the plate. Swings through a fastball, strike 2. Started the season with such a bang. Tommy tanks in full force, and he re-injured his right ankle. And since coming back, there have been flashes, glimpses of his peak self, but hasn't been able to sustain it just yet. On a 2-2, misses up and away, full count. Ha-Seong Kim in the number 9 spot, waiting on deck. Should the inning continue? Here comes the payoff. It is low and a 2-out walk. While Edman takes first base, we'll listen to this word from Kia.
The Kia K4 and K5.
Second base, number 6, Ha-Seong Kim.
Back-to-back starts for Ha-Seong Kim. He has 10 of his last 13 games that he has started. And 369 as a rookie, his first 38 games.
Just a certain amount of energy that he brings to a game when he's in the starting lineup, when he enters a game off the bench. And it's not just his speed, it's his mannerisms and his way he attacks the game.
Sends one to center field. Taylor comes in and makes the catch. So Edmonds stranded on the bases, but Andy Pages with a leadoff home run to give Clayton Kershaw a 2-1 lead. On to the third. Clayton Kershaw got through the White Sox on just 10 pitches in the second. How about the third? Strike one on the leadoff batter, Chase Mydroth.
At 40 pitches, you are officially into this game. I think the 2-1 scoreboard for the Dodgers really helps Clayton. The White Sox being down might be a little bit more as far as free swinging.
And Mydroth shoots it to right field for a leadoff base hit. The majority of the hitters have gotten to 2 strikes, but the White Sox appear dead set on avoiding being on the other side of Clayton Kershaw's history.
The ball 6-8 inches off the plate. They're shortening their swings. They're just trying to put the ball in play.
I saw Mike Tauchman in the last inning reach for one that was 6 to 8 inches away just to roll it over to second. The Dodgers do have a 2-1 lead. Pair of solo home runs. Will Smith in the first and Andy Pages in the second. Austin Slater scored the first run of the game. 1-out triple, and then came around on Benintendi's base hit.
Seven of the first 10 hitters have gotten to 2 strikes. We're still hoping for that first strikeout. Very close to being 8 out of 11 right there.
Slider down and in. 2 balls and a strike. Austin Slater was a Giant for 7 years. Started with SF at the beginning of last season, was traded to Cincinnati, then traded a second time to Baltimore. So 3 teams in 2024. Signed with the White Sox in the offseason. He's ahead 3-1. His calling card has been hitting left-handed pitching, but the splits have gone the other way on him this year.
I know we're looking for strikeouts, but I'm looking for a double play on this ball. Down and in slider. Roll over it. Very close. Clayton made such a good pitch. He got the swing and miss, but that's exactly what he was looking for. Down and in, hit the top of it, hit it to Muncy or to Betts and get 2. He gets 1 more strike on that one.
Now 8 of the first 11 White Sox in 2 strike counts. Kershaw's payoff to Slater will wait.
He's thrown the slider 5 times in a 2-strike count. The second pitch that he's used is 3 times with the curveball and 2 fastballs.
The 3-2. And Slater charges up to left field, and no doubter halfway up the pavilion. Austin Slater turned that one around and then flipped the scoreboard upside down. 3-2 Chicago.
You've had so many counts with 2 strikes, and you know the story of the night is strikeouts. And I think he's gotten to the level where he's putting a little extra effort into this slider, and what happens when you throw it extra hard? It does not break, and it stays and looks more like a cutter than a slider, and he didn't miss it.
First 2 reach and score for Chicago in the third. Strike 1 to Miguel Vargas. Back and forth to start this second game of 3 for the Dodgers and White Sox. 0-2 in a hurry on Vargas. Strike 3. Public enemy number 1, strikeout number 1. 2 to go.
Number 23, Andrew Benintendi.
On a curveball, and a good one. That was at 12-6 on the clock, right on the outside corner.
Benintendi pulls it in the air, right field. Pages hustling after and reaches up, can't make the catch. Picks it up off the warning track. Benintendi is going to get to second with a one-out double. Benintendi, like Slater, now 2 for 2.
Number 7, Edgar Carroll.
Pitches up. Looked like it was a slider that he was trying to throw another sharp one, just didn't get it down. Andy with a very nice effort.
Right there. Everyone was confused. They thought that was a sure strike, but Jim Wolf disagreed. Jim Wolf, veteran umpire, but his zone has certainly been tighter for Kershaw than you might expect for somebody.
Yeah, it was not borderline left or right, but it might have been a little borderline high.
Carroll dumps one down the right field line for a base hit. Green light for Benintendi. And the White Sox double their lead, now 4-2.
Number 50, Lady Sosa.
Pitches thigh high and just a nice little inside out swing, makes the contact and puts it in the right place. You don't accomplish what Clayton Kershaw has accomplished in his career and will continue to accomplish it if you're not this competitive. And sometimes you wear it right there on your face with your teammates, and in the midst of it, you can't hold it back. To tell you the truth, you never want him to hold it back when you're his teammate. And I think even as a fan, you want to see it, that he cares, and he wants it really bad.
One on, one out in the third. The White Sox up on the Dodgers 4-2. There's a strike to even the count on Sosa. Sosa was a couple of feet away from putting a home run into the Dodger bullpen in the bottom, or excuse me, the top of the first inning. But Michael Conforto in a leaping catch in front of the gate. Allstate good hands replay. Conforto's been putting in work in left field the first couple of games of this series.
It looks like if he doesn't put a glove on it, it deflects off the padding into the seats.
2-1. That's strike two.
This will be the 13th two-strike count with a shot at getting number 2 tonight.
The 2-2 is low. The count runs full. Kershaw already with more earned runs tonight. His 4 prior starts. Same number. 4. The 3-2 to Carroll. Fly to right. Pages underneath it. 2 gone.
Number 18, Mike Talkman.
That's a bunch of pitches. Second inning great, but the other 2 innings, tough ones to carry that load for a while.
Just 69 pitches to get through 6 innings against the Rockies in Denver last Thursday. He's approaching that total here in the third. First pitch curve and strike one on Mike Tauchman. Sky to left. Routine for Conforto. A runner stranded, but the White Sox put up a crooked number, a 3 spot in the third inning. Take a 4-2 lead on the Dodgers. Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. Sourdough Star is back in the burger lineup for a limited time. Don't lie, you know you missed it.
And we have missed these two gentlemen, especially the man on the left, Sandy Koufax and Clayton Kershaw. Since putting on Dodger uniforms, they've been two of the most impactful Dodgers ever. This is on the day that they unveiled Sandy's statue, and the guy standing next to Sandy, Clayton Kershaw, will have one of those someday.
They are Dodgers left-handed legends. That number will have some company one day. 32 and 22. The Dodgers trail 4-2, bottom of the third, top of the order. Ohtani, Betts, and Smith. Shohei's 0 for 1. Grounded out to first. Sky high pop up beyond the infield on the left-hand side. Called off by Capri.
Number 50.
When the Dodgers are swinging the lumber, the focus is on Mookie. The focus is on Freddie at the top of this lineup. Shohei has been swinging the bat well, but the next two guys are the people that really want to get it going. And their teammates are pulling for them. They're watching them work at it every day, and they're hoping they find it soon.
That's popped out to Vargas at first. Look out, 96 up and in, bends it back.
Mookie with that extra protection up there by his face. Glad he has it here with this chin music. You don't want to be that close to the band.
Here comes the 1-1. Betts can't check his swing.
This aggression is the adrenaline from the knockdown pitch prior that you really want to get back in there and not be scared. Is get after it. And one way to get back after it is to get in there and to hack. Instead of trying to read and make sure you're going to be safe, it's like attack the ball.
This is a guy who takes hundreds of hacks in the cage each and every day. Trying to groove his swing. Pitch clock violation on the White Sox. It happened in the first inning. Brandon Eisert against Will Smith, and then Smith promptly tied the game with a home run on the next offering. Let's see what Betts does against Burke. Left center field. Taylor comes on. Records out number 2.
Number 16, Will Smith.
Smith hit his 11th home run of the season with 2 outs in the first inning. 5 home runs his last 11 games played.
2 outs, nice smooth swing. Puts the Dodgers on top.
Broken bat, center field, it will drop. Smith 2 for 2, the NL batting leader.
Chris Taylor no longer here, but barrels are overrated. Whole lot of handshaking going on when Chris was here, and the Dodgers would have a good laugh. himself about broken bat hits.
Continues the third inning. The man Clayton Kershaw has said has been the most active in letting him know how close he's been getting to 3,000. It's Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers down by a pair. You can bet number 5 is looking to pick up number 22 waiting in the dugout.
When Will Smith hit his home run, it was the 44th multi-home run game for the Dodgers this year. They are 34-9 when they hit more than one home run. So odds are, being the comeback team that they are, and they've hit 2 home runs already, pretty good chance they're still going to win this game.
3-0 for Freeman. And Andy Pajas, who's already gone deep tonight, he's waiting in the wings. 2 out, Smith on first. A 3-0 to Freddie. Freeman holds. And that catches the bottom of the zone for strike 1.
He had the green light, but it wasn't in the area that he wanted. It was the pitch he wanted, the fastball, but it wasn't in the right location. It was a great take.
Takes again. Strike called again. 3-2. It is interesting. You have a rookie on the mound in Burke, decorated veteran at the plate in Freeman. Reversed the last half inning with Kershaw and Carroll. Strikes and calls went the rookie's way. Tipped in and out of the glove. Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah, it is. As far as the culture, you're right. And right there, the veteran Freddie Freeman kind of scolding himself that he went outside the strike zone on that 3-2 pitch. That was a good 8 inches over into the right-hand batter's box. Fortunate to foul tip it.
On a 3-2 from Burke. Freeman strikes out swinging. Fastball off the plate at 98. Smith is stranded. The Dodgers still down by 2. Padres here in L.A. Clayton Kershaw at 999 strikeouts, and there was number 1,000. Yonder Alonso struck out swinging. Get Kershaw on a 1K. He is 2 strikeouts away from 3,000. A dozen years later. He's 8-9-1 for the White Sox. Top of the 4th. Strike 1 on Michael A. Taylor. Talked to Yonder Alonso the other day, former teammate at MLB Network. Said the Hall of Fame actually took his bat, his jersey, and his helmet from that game. The 0-2 for Kershaw against Taylor. Facing Kershaw was like facing a pitching god. The only guy that gave him the feeling going back to the dugout, I just want to face him again so I have more stories to tell my kids about facing the great Clayton Kershaw. On an 0-2 to Taylor. Kershaw misses upstairs.
We got to this 1-2 count with a slider, a splitter, and a fastball up.
Downstairs. 2-2. The pitch. Skips off the plate. Now the count runs full. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Dodgers down 4-2. Hasn't been Kershaw's best night. The Dodger Stadium trying to pick him up ahead of this payoff pitch. Tapped off the plate. The White Sox again, Oral, showing they do not want to go down via the K.
The slider has mounted the most strikeouts, but tonight they are 5 for 9 off that pitch. He's thrown 10 in 2 strike counts.
That's foul. Still 3-2.
The 11th in 2 strike counts.
On the 8th pitch, Kershaw misses with the curve and loses Taylor to a leadoff walk.
It's a good pitch. It's a strikeout pitch, but Taylor does not bite at it.
Number 41, Vinny Capra.
Bottom of the order, Vinny Capra lays down a bunt, fielded by Kershaw. He's only going to get one. It's the out at first base. Clayton Kershaw has already tied his season high, Oral, in whiffs. 12 swings and misses. But 7 hits allowed and only 1 strikeout.
Shortstop, Chase Mydra.
The sac bunt flips the lineup over to the local product, Mydroth. He's 1 for 2. He singled and scored his last time up in the 3rd. The White Sox scored 3 to take the lead. Kershaw looks back at Taylor, comes home to Mydroth, misses in the dirt.
Two outs to go in this inning. 2 strikeouts away from 3,000. 74 pitches. Might be getting close to the last opportunity. But Dave Roberts did say in his presser before the game that he would manage this game slightly different for the home crowd and for Clayton.
The 2-1 to Mydroth. Hit over the net foul, 2-2.
So much of the Dodger philosophy is to play the long game, especially with their starting pitchers and with their relievers. And so when you look at 76 pitches, they might be going well past that tonight.
Drops the glove down and will keep Taylor honest at second base.
Playing a little bit more of the short game tonight. Looking for 3 strikeouts.
Chop to the left side. Muncy charges and throws on the run. In time to get Mydroth. Taylor does have to hold on second base. Just a 6-game homestand, and this is the 2nd game of 6. So the next start for Kershaw would be on the road in Milwaukee. That is the place where he recorded his 2000th strikeout against Jonathan VR. Strike 1 fouled into the seats by Austin Slater. Took one to the pavilion and gave the White Sox the lead. A 2-run blast back in the 3rd. That's strike 2.
12th White Sox batter who has reached a 2-strike count. Clayton looking to punch out his 2nd one.
His 80th pitch of the night. Popped high into the air, shallow right field. Andy Pages lost the ball, but then rediscovered it in time to make the catch for the final out of the 4th inning. So no strikeouts, but more importantly for Kershaw and the Dodgers, no runs across. It's 4-2 Chicago in the middle of the 4th.
for a spectacular 4th of July fireworks display presented by Budweiser. That'll be on July 4th, of course. For tickets and information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Ball 1 low and away to Andy Pages, and you can understand why Sean Burke was being a little bit more careful against the Dodgers slugger, because the first pitch he threw tonight, he came out of the bullpen in the 2nd inning. Pages took him deep. Broken bat, roller to the right side. Max Muncy for a 2nd time. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out. 0 for 4 in this series. That has not diminished his worthy candidacy for an All-Star game selection. We'll see if that comes to fruition. Manny Machado was voted in as the starter.
There's so many guys on this Dodger roster that deserve a shot at the All-Star game, but you always have to remember that rule where every team has to have a representative.
Ball and a strike on Max here in the 4th.
There'll be some player voting for the next guys that get named. The league office, the commissioner, and then the managers will have an opinion.
Off the end of the bat to short.
Having Dave Roberts as the skipper will help us lean a little bit closer to the Dodgers.
These are the National League starters for the All-Star game in Atlanta on the infield. Will Smith and Freddie Freeman. Ketel Marte has been unbelievable for the Diamondbacks, and the Snakes have been bitten a ton by the injury bug, but he has been true. Manny Machado at 3rd and Francisco Lindor at short, representing the New York Mets. Michael Conforto swings at the first pitch and pops it up. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Sean Burke. A scoreless 4th, still 4-2. Clayton Kershaw stays in the ballgame for the 5th. By your Southern California Toyota dealers. Top of the 5th. Kershaw to Vargas. Strike 1. Clayton Kershaw has given up 4 runs. He's recorded just 1 strikeout. So he's now 2 away from 3,000. Taken to left field by Vargas, but no problems for Conforto. It hasn't been the fairy tale outing that everybody was hoping for, or perhaps expecting, the future Hall of Famer, but that is baseball. And so now he's trying to grind through and give his team a chance to win, because as we both know, we all know with Clayton Kershaw, that's his main focus. He's getting the wins, the W's, not the K's.
His priority has always been to be out there as long as possible for his team, to compete and give him a chance to win. And if he can, be out there the whole time and post the W.
Toward right center, hangs up for Tommy Edman. Intendi is retired, 2 going in the 5th.
A strikeout right here in 4 or 5 pitches would probably keep him in the game.
He joked after his last outing in Colorado. He said, my days of throwing 115 pitches are probably done. How about number 85, the first to Edgar Caro. Slider down and in, ball 1.
That head shake you see when he throws ball 1 is all about his priority list of getting strike 1. The deeper you get into your career and the more you know your stuff is getting a little shorter, you understand that the basics of baseball become even a larger priority. And so pitchers counts, and especially strike 1. Big time keys.
3-0 on the rookie. Ooh, strike 1 call. Pitch off the plate, and Carrot Arley tossed the bat toward his own dugout, thinking that was a 4-pitch walk.
He might get strike 2 here on the pitch clock if he doesn't get back in there quick. It's that veteran to rookie culture you've been talking about a little earlier in the game.
finally happened. Base hit in the left center. The fifth will continue.
Second baseman, Clayton Kershaw.
Edgar Caro is 3 for 3 with 3 base hits. He's on with 2 out in the fifth. White Sox already up 4-2. And now we see first activity in the Dodger bullpen. Alex Vesia just got up.
It's one of the few times in your career for Alex Vesia that you're actually disappointed to get up in the bullpen. You would rather hear that phone ring and it's, we don't need anybody tonight. We got this one. Or, you know what? He's accomplished his goal. Time to get him up. You get up and we'll get him out of there.
The foul ball. Another strike. 0-2.
Punch out here might keep him in the game.
That's exactly what Dodger Stadium wants.
Strike 3, swinging. 1 more to go.
Within 2 of the White Sox 4. Clayton Kershaw within 1 of 3,000. Bottom of the fifth. Tommy Edman to kick things off.
All eyes were on Clayton and Dave Roberts in between innings. Clayton left the dugout, went down the tunnel towards the locker room. Dave Roberts slightly faked us out as he followed him later in the half inning in between, but stopped halfway at the water jug and got a couple glasses of water and came back to his perch.
And flashes bunt, pulls it back. 2-1. Let's go down to Kirsten Watson, who has a perfect view next to the Dodger dugout.
Yeah, Stephen. Well, to make that just kind of scene even better, so Freddie Freeman, Kike Hernandez, Max Muncy, they were staring at Dave Roberts like, is he going to be able to go back out? What are you going to do? Of course, he was talking to Connor McGinnis, going over a few things, and Dave Roberts just looked over at them and he smiled and he gave him a thumbs up, and they had the biggest smiles on their faces because they were so excited for Clayton just to have the opportunity to get to go back out there, guys.
That is an awesome story from down there, Kirsten. Thanks so much. That just illustrates, you know, those guys are his teammates. Those are fierce competitors as well. But tonight, we're more like fans.
Yeah, I really believe that Clayton has permission to celebrate this individual achievement because of his teammates, because of his manager. And guys like Freddie, who have reminded him every time he strikes somebody out as he's gotten closer this year, how far away he is to the exact number.
All those guys and your dear friend Rick Honeycutt, they've all said the same thing. You know, there was a time when 3,000 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw, it seemed like a no-brainer. And then the injury bug bit. And then it bit again and again. And each time he has clawed his way back to the mound and reinvented himself and found ways to stay elite and keeping the other team off the board and winning baseball games. And so now they're all just so thrilled that and emotional that he just has the chance to do it.
And the way he's thrown the ball the last 4 starts, you were kind of due for a little hiccup. 4-0 with a 1.57 coming into this game in the last 4 starts. The strikeouts were almost a strikeout an inning. But here we are going into the 6th, and he only has 2 tonight. But Dave Roberts' smile to Clayton's teammates tells him that he's going to be back out there.
Reemerges in the Dodger dugout. Now watching a 1-2 pitch to Ha-Seong Kim. Another one shot foul. Field is a 2-run ball game here at Dodger Stadium. Kim trying to set the table for Ohtani in the top of the order. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's another one foul. Another 2-2. Off the glove of Capri at third, and Hassan Kim reaches and brings the tying run to the plate. One on, one out in the fifth. The Dodgers down by a pair. Shohei Ohtani stands in. Shohei hunting his first hit of the ball game. His 30th home run of the season last night. He's outpacing last year. 30 home runs through 86 team games in 2025 compared to 27 a year ago. Old foul on the first base side. Speedy Kim on first base, who's perfect on the base paths this year between AAA and the major leagues. 20 for 20. Ohtani represents a tying run. One on, one out in the fifth, and here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs. Kim running. Carroll throwing. He's safe.
It's bang bang down there, and it looks like he gets his hand in. White Sox are saying play on. This is about the closest it's been all year for him as far as being thrown out. He's safe.
8 for 8 with the big club. In scoring position with only one out. 3 balls and a strike for Shohei. That's a rifle down the line. It is foul.
Just a little out in front of the breaking ball, and this is a home run by about 15 feet.
A scary strike for Sean Burke. Has the count full now. The payoff. Jammed him. Popped into shallow center. Mindroth squeezes out number 2. It'll be up to Mookie Betts.
Shortstop.
Alex Vesia was up earlier. Now it's Lou Trevino. As you just saw a glimpse of Clayton Kershaw in the dugout. He is at least going to come out at the top of the 6th. Mound visit from Caro with Burke. We're going to listen to this word from Archer Jerky.
Fuel your game day with Archer Jerky and Meat Sticks. Find them at grocery and club stores near you.
Dodgers fans, get live now.
Kim is the first Dodger in scoring position tonight. Both their runs scored with home runs.
Ball one down and in on Betts. He, like Ohtani, 0 for so far tonight. Pop out to first and a fly out to center field. Dodgers efforting another comeback. On the ground to third. Pratt takes his time and makes a good throw. That ends the 5th inning. Still 4-2 White Sox. Chicago has a lefty leading off the next inning. Clayton Kershaw will face him. Setting on Dodger Stadium, and it is setting on Clayton Kershaw's outing. He is 1 strikeout away from 3,000. He's at 92 pitches. He will face the lefty, Mike Tauchman, leading off the 6th. Strike one. He's not gone over 100 pitches since June of 2023. Grounded to the right side, fielded by Freeman. Kershaw covers the bag. One out in the 6th. And Dave Roberts.
Michael A. Taylor.
Is not budging from the top step.
He was true to his word from his presser earlier. The room was full, and he said he would manage this game differently.
His reaction after the ball left the bat of Tauchman, I looked over at Doc, and he dropped his hands. One Hall of Famer sticking with another. Line down the line. It's a fair ball into the left field corner. Dug out by Conforto. It's a 1-out double for Michael A. Taylor.
Third baseman Vinny Capra.
A double that usually maybe would get him removed from the game, but this is a different day, a different game.
Getting tougher with every pitch. Pitch 97. The first to Capra. Runner goes. The tag dropped down in time. And now Muncy grabbing his knee. Oh no. The swing of emotions in this Dodger Stadium crowd.
You just hope that it's the nerves that are hurting him so bad and that there's no damage.
Dodger Stadium chanting Muncy, and Max is one of the toughest customers there is. For him to be agonizing like that.
We haven't shown you a replay because the knee pretty much goes the opposite way. And it's a tough injury to watch.
Max Muncy being helped off the field by Thomas Albert. Now Aaron Bates. Oh.
The pitch was called a ball. I think it was a strike. The snap throw from Will Smith was outstanding. The tag from Max, unbelievable. And now you just hope for the best, but the way he was helped off the field and how gingerly he couldn't put any weight on that leg does not look good.
Max Muncy has been one of the more valuable pieces this Dodger organization, certainly this year, for some time now. Helped off the field, Kike Hernandez will take his place at third. 2 outs in the top of the 6th, but again, based on the judgment of our crew, we're not going to show you the replay of Max Muncy's injury at third base. We can just hope and pray that it's not as bad as it looked. Curveball down and inside. A ball and a strike on the number 9 hitter, Capra. Clayton Kershaw, 2 pitches away from 100. 1 strikeout away from 3,000. One and 2. The ravine rises, ready to erupt. 3K for Kershaw. The 20th pitcher in baseball history. The 4th left-handed pitcher, but only the 3rd to record 3,000 career strikeouts with one team. Clayton Edward Kershaw.
He's one of the best pitchers in baseball history. He's Dodger Blue. He continues to do it since 2008.
An emotional time for everyone. I'm sure many of his teammates holding back tears, as we are here in the booth. One strikeout that released 2,999 emotions.
And the embrace between Clayton Kershaw and Dave Roberts. At the start of the 6th, the thought probably was for most, one more batter, the lefty and Talkman. He grounded out, Doc stayed with him. After a hit, Doc stayed with him. After the injury to Max Muncy, Doc stayed with him.
It was on his slider. It wasn't a swing and miss. It wasn't a chase. It was backdoor on the corner. They're asking for a curtain call here at Dodger Stadium. I don't know if Clayton is going to go see Max or he's going to come back out to the crowd.
The staff pours out of the clubhouse and the offices to share in the celebration.
There was one more box to check for this beautiful man in this beautiful sport, in this beautiful stadium, and what a wonderful career. It's not over yet, but this is pretty much the last box that he needed to check. 2 major surgeries, a long rehab, over 20 strikeouts he needed, and he got 3,000 tonight.
You got words, partner, because I don't.
I just think it's magnificent that it happened at home. And now he's waving to his family.
That is the good stuff.
The no-hitter was here at Dodger Stadium. The 2 World Championships were on the road, but 3,000 was also here.
What a place, what a pitcher. Now the only thing that's left, Oral, is a Dodger comeback.
3 runs and get him a W.
Ball and 2 strikes on Will Smith. He's 2 for 2, solo home run, tied the game at 1 in the first, and he singled in the third. Look out! Smith wears it. Leadoff man aboard in the bottom of the 6th.
Will has reached all 3 times. In the first with the home run, in the third with the broken bat to center field for a base hit, and now one clips him.
Will Smith has reached in 6 of 7 plate appearances in this series. That's why he's leading the way in on-base percentage among all National League hitters. Freddie Freeman back up there as the potential tying run for the Dodgers. 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Base hit in the right field. Tying runs aboard.
Right field.
Freddie searched for a ball off the plate in his last at bat and struck out. This one was off the plate slightly, but still able to pull it strong enough to right field into that hole.
Two on, nobody out for Andy Pages. Burke's first pitch. Pages pulverizes it. Center field, but it dies in front of the track. His reaction off the bat, I thought he got it, but it's just ultimately out number one. Smith does advance to third. That's a tough one for me.
Little up breaking ball. It looked like a slider or a cutter that got half barrel and half off the end, and that's why everybody's heart wanted it to leave here.
Now Kike Hernandez, who took over after Max Muncy's injury in the last half inning, he now has his first trip to the plate. First and third, one out. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Kike and Clayton, very close veteran friends, been together a long time. And Kike would love to go deep for the big fella.
As to check his swing, but the appeal down to first as he went around. 0-2.
It might have been a check, but in trying to get out of the way, it brings the bat forward. And that one can burn you as a hitter. Self-preservation made that bat go around.
On an 0-2 pitch. Kike waves at strike three. That's out number two. First two on, next two out. Now Michael Conforto. Two on, two out. Conforto chops it on the first base side, but it's foul. Strike one. Dodger left fielder 0 for 2. It was Burke's first strikeout of the ball game. Came back in the second inning. White Sox went with the opener, Brandon Eisert. And Sean Burke. Smith on third. Freeman the runner on first. Those are the tying runs. Conforto at the plate. Waiting on an 0-1. Good pitch, better take from Conforto. 2 balls and a strike.
Nice hitter's count for a power hitter. Looking for something firm on the inner half to launch.
That's in the air, tailing foul. 2-2. Conforto, the last couple of weeks, has made all kinds of changes. Opened his stance, added a leg kick, added some new bats, tailor-made, custom for him. Trying anything and everything to spark his first season as a Dodger. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's ball 3.
That's important with 3-2 out. Get the runner going at first base and score on a double.
Here comes the payoff. The runners go. Conforto strikes out swinging. Burke lets out a roar as he strands the tying runs in the 6th. We go to the 7th. The Dodgers still down 4-2. Let's take a look at the performance spotlight brought to you by Nissan. Tough choice.
Congratulations, Clayton. Well deserved. Earned it all tonight. It took a while. It took some effort, but you got it done in front of your family and the beautiful home crowd. Look at those custom hats the kids are wearing. C3K. Clayton 3000. All kinds of references there with those three.
That's well done.
Very well done.
So Lou Trevino enters. They hold the line and keep the deficit at 2. The final line for Clayton Kershaw: 6 innings, 4 earned runs on 9 hits and a walk, but 3 strikeouts. Put him into the 3,000 strikeout club. 3 strikeouts down. 4 to go to get you Jumbo Jacks tomorrow in Los Angeles.
We're going to need a Dodger comeback in this game just to have a second highlight. Energy in the stadium is still good. They still want to see it because you've got the team that has come back the most in Major League Baseball this year. They have been down like this. They have scored in all 3 segments of the game throughout the year. First 3 innings, second 3 innings, third 3 innings. They score at any time and in bunches.
Two. Tapper back to the mound. Picked up cleanly by Trevino, and Meidroth is retired. Morongo would like a word.
Flamingo Friday, SoCal's #1 nighttime pool party. Morongo.
That's your number 15, Austin Slater.
An interesting note from our counterpart in the Washington Nationals booth, Kevin Franzen. Franny said, how about Dave Roberts? Played in the same game Barry Bonds at 756. Now manages a game in which Clayton Kershaw hits 3,000 Ks. He's seen some things.
He sure has. That's some serious experience.
Ball and 2 strikes for Trevino against Austin Slater. Nearly strike 3, instead ball 3 and a full count.
Looks like it clipped the zone. It was well caught by Will Smith. Just didn't get the call.
Strike with ABS. Popped up. Mookie going back from short. Conforto running in from left, and it's Conforto's ball. 2 gone.
First baseman, number 20, Miguel Vargas.
Good first pitch from Trevino to jump ahead of Vargas.
They're setting the table on offense and they're setting the table on defense, and a 3-up 3-down inning right here could set the table for a comeback.
Toward the line and right. Pages is there and makes the catch. A 1-2-3-7 for Lou Trevino. Stand and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. World Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com. Discover movement that inspires. And that word inspires, or I want to hang on that for a moment, because all of Clayton Kershaw's teammates, they've called him an inspiration. He is the most accomplished player in the Dodgers roster, and yet the hardest worker and the teammate that has the most fun. The way he goes about his baseball business is how it should be.
There are points during the season and points during a career where you really verify that you are a hard worker. The day game after the night game, and you pitched in the night game. What time do you come to the park? What time do you start your workout? What workout do you do? What kind of effort and concentration do you have during that workout?
Slow roller right side, and Edman's going to reach, and Sosa couldn't pick it up.
Clayton is so meticulous with his workouts and with his regimen and the timing that he does it and showing up and being consistent, that just exudes out of him, and that you cannot help but notice the effort, the concentration, the time that he does it. And when you have an excuse on the road, time change, long plane flight, got in late, day game after a night game, he was always there doing his work.
Dodgers again bring the tying run to the plate with Haesung Kim. Ohtani lurking. Dodger Stadium, a glass case of emotions tonight. The thrill of seeing Clayton Kershaw reach 3,000 at home. Look up at the scoreboard. Team is trailing. Watch Max Muncy go down with a pretty scary injury to his left knee. Had to be helped off the field. So the only thing that will help push emotions to the happy side of the scale, a few more runs. Delayed strike 2 call.
Clayton's teammates, it's rare that you get to play with a guy who's going to have a statue. And it is very, very special then to be on the team, an active team member, when history is made. And it's made at home. And it includes curtain calls. And it includes a lot of work. Wasn't the most perfect night, but it was the most perfect result, reaching 3,000. Having his whole family in the stands, Ellen and the 4 kids, and 1 more on the way. It's a beautiful picture. And it'll even be more beautiful if we can get a Dodger comeback. Thank you to Dave Roberts for leaving him in. Thank you, Doc, for that tough decision. That was like managing with a no-hitter going.
The 3rd strikeout came on Clayton Kershaw's 100th pitch. First time getting to the century mark in pitches in a single game since June of 2023. And then 2 years ago. Burke looks back Ed Edman deals to Kim. And Hessong shoots it to left center, but it's run down.
With this man coming to the plate, he could change this stat I'm going to give you. The Dodgers are 1 for 9 with men on base and 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Of course, Edman's not in scoring position, but the guy in the box, he is as soon as he gets up there.
He was 0 for 10 entering his at-bat last night, which he launched his 30th home run. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Way high. 2 balls, no strikes. Clayton Kershaw will not record a 5th straight win. The Dodgers have a chance to take him off the hook for his first loss. He's the only pitcher in Major League Baseball, as we sit here right now, with at least 8 starts and no losses on his record. Big hack, no contact, 2-1.
Big respect. 2-0 breaking ball. Trying to preserve the White Sox lead.
On a 2-1 pitch, Ohtani is jammed, tries to fight it to right field. It bloops down for a hit.
Dodgers now 2 for 10 with men on base and push Edman into scoring position with this blooper.
Tying runs on base in the bottom of the 7th. 1 out, and Mookie Betts at the plate. It's been a minute since we've had a Mookie moment. Edman on second, Ohtani on first. The 0-1 pitch. Betts pushes it in the air to right field. Caught by Tauchman, 2 down. Edman will tag and head to third.
The Dodgers take on the Astros for an exciting 3-game series starting July 4th. Stay for the post-game fireworks. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Will Smith.
Will Smith has reached in all 3 trips to the plate. 6 out of 7 times in this series. He's homered, he's singled, and his last time up, he was hit by a pitch. Entered this series hitting .419 with runners in scoring position. The Dodgers have leaned on him, counted on him, and it seems like more often than not, he has come through for them.
Those numbers on your screen right there, .419, first in Major League Baseball with runners in scoring position. Crazy good. That's why he's starting the All-Star game behind the plate.
And the first pitch from Burke. Smith holds the trigger, and Burke drops a strike at the bottom of the zone.
Bring the action.
Dodgers looking for their first hit tonight with a runner in scoring position. 0 for 6. Right man in the right spot.
Up and in. 1-1.
That take was the continuation of a hot streak. When guys are hot, they want to swing the bat. They feel like the ball looks like a beach ball. But that was a good take at a pitch that looked nice and juicy to him. Another one.
See Carroll telling Burke, hey, take a deep breath, calm down. The right-hander approaching 90 pitches. The bulk guy came in for the second inning. Gave up a leadoff home run to Andy Pajes, but the Dodgers haven't pushed anything across against him since. A roller to the right side. Sosa over and up to make the play. So the Dodgers strand 2 more on base, still coming up empty with men on and men in scoring position. World Champion Dodgers Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get so much more in the new T-Pain Munchie Meal. Couldn't ask for more. Clayton Kershaw from Dodger Stadium, Dave Roberts. The White Sox on the other side as well. Three he needed, he got. 3,000. Hall of Fame career. Now another lefty enters for the Dodgers. It's Alex Vesia for the top of the 8th. White Sox 4, the Dodgers 2.
It was great that Clayton got 3 strikeouts, got 3,000. It was also even better that it was the last out of an inning and they got to have a celebration that was well deserved.
Four, 5, and 6 scheduled hitters for Chicago in the top of the 8th as they effort insurance runs. Two-strike pitch sent to left. It'll hang off for Conforto. First out of the 8th. Let's go down and check in with Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Stephen. And we obviously all saw Max Muncy leave the game in that 6th inning with a pretty scary knee injury. But the Dodgers have reported at this moment that he left the game with left knee pain. So afterwards, we should hear more on the report and just how he's doing, guys.
That was a considerable amount of pain for Max Muncy. He was helped off the field. Thanks, Kirsten, for the update. Can't wait. We're also scared for the post-game update.
Yeah, when an injury and a replay is too strong to show, you're going to need some hopes and some prayers that Max is not severely hurt.
Just to see him go down like that, given the month-and-a-half run that he has been on, an absolute tear.
Whether he is hitting for a high average in power or whether he is hot, cold, or whatever, he is an emotional leader in that clubhouse.
Oh,
one of the compasses of emotions. And so yeah, everybody celebrating Clayton, but their hearts were definitely touched thinking about Max and hoping he is okay.
4-pitch walk to the rookie Carroll, who has reached all 4 times tonight. Carroll was 1 for his last 18 coming into today. His 3 base hits and now a walk.
You don't have to look back very far to know that this Dodger offense can come back with 6 outs. They got 4 runs in the first inning last night with 2 outs. 2 outs on the board, 1 out to go, and they got 4. So this game is still into balance. What they're looking for is getting some guys in scoring position next inning, and maybe the 9th, and changing the 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Well, they've relied on the long ball tonight. Solo home runs from Smith and Pajes. 1 on, 1 out in the 8th. The 0-2. Ben Sosa back. Fastball way high from Vesia at 93.
The offense last night, they hit with 2 strikes, they hit with 2 outs, they scored runs with 2 outs, they hit with runners in scoring position. They were 4 for 6 last night with runners in scoring position. So need to turn that 0 for 7 around tonight.
Okay. 3 up and in.
If you're at home watching a game, do you ever jump when you see one going at a hitter like that?
A little bit. Definitely tighten up.
Yeah, shoulder moves a little bit. Yeah,
Head duck.
I still do that.
Boil.
I also drop my head when I think a hitter has hit a ball hard enough to be a home run. The way I used to drop my head on the mound.
Vesia's 3-2 to Sosa. Gun on and miss, strike 3.
Alex Vesia's special tool, his magic sauce, is the ball maintaining its altitude. And look at how level that fastball. It doesn't go down. Gravity has less effect on his fastball than a lot of them. And that's what fools the hitters. That spin rate is excellent.
Strike 1 on Mike Tauchman. Swings through another Vesia fastball at 93. 1 more out to get in the top of the 8th. 4-2. The White Sox lead the Dodgers. Jack swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
Does he go with the high cheese, or did he try and make him chase the breaking ball? It's like a fastball target. Yep.
Well, it's 95 from AV.
I think we're past the steroid generation. I think I can say that ball was juiced.
Does he do it again?
Went to the slider and got strike 3. Back-to-back Ks from Vesia to strand the 1-out walk and keep it a 2-run ball game. Brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes for 70 years. Dodgers down 4-2. 6 more outs to play with at the plate. Get ready for some high velocity. The right arm of Grant Taylor comes out of the the White Sox bullpen.
Freeman, Pajes, and Kike Hernandez due up. Ready 1 for 3 at a single his last trip up there in the 6th. Pulls a fly ball to right, but on a line to Tauchman.
Major League Baseball is taking over the ATL with the game's biggest events. The action begins with the T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Then catch the 95th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard the next night.
Teoscar Hernandez, the defending champion, has already said he will not compete in this year's edition. Of course, neither will Shohei Ohtani. Bases cleared, 1 out in the 8th. Andy Pajes follow up that solo home run leading off the 2nd. That was the last Dodger run. '100 from Taylor. He thought that was strike 3. It's 2-2.
The big fella has the over-the-top delivery. A lot of that's from the spine angle change. It's not really his arm and shoulder going up. It's as much of his spine angle changing to make it look like he's straight over the top.
On a 2-2. Pajes stays alive with a foul ball. You know, the Dodgers got 6 runs last night off of Shane Smith. That was more runs allowed in one game than the entire staff gave up in a 3-game series against the Giants. The White Sox can pitch.
Especially out of their bullpen. And they've been much better of late. This whole team, when you look at how they perform at home and compared to how they perform on the road, they actually perform a little bit better on the road individually, I think because of the crowds and the energy. The record is not equate with, oh, they play better on the road. But individually, you can see guys that are inspired by having full houses and going to better venues.
Kike Hernandez shoots strike 1 foul over the head of Chris Woodward at first base. Kike's felt good about the passes of late, swings that he's had up there. He goes back to the day the Dodgers saw Mackenzie Gore, the breakout lefties for the Washington Nationals. Had a deep fly out in Coors Field. Hit a home run in Kansas City, so just trying to get back on track. Ooh, strike 3 call. The 100 looked inside off the plate. Jim Wolf run them up. It's a 1-2-3-8. The Dodgers and White Sox go to the 9th. Still 4-2. World Champion Dodgers Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times, and by your Southern California Ford dealers. Check out the full lineup of stylish and powerful trucks and SUVs. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Will Klein comes out of the Dodger pen for the top of the 9th. Face 8-9-1 for the White Sox. Klein came back up to join the big club after Michael Kopech was placed on the injured list with some knee inflammation. See the Dodgers say, and hope it's just precautionary, really.
You have some irritation in the lower half as a pitcher. It can creep up into your arm because it changes your mechanics, changes the way you fire your body and the sequencing. And so, yeah, when you say precautionary. It's not that he probably couldn't pitch, but maybe some things might have gotten altered if he did. And you really watch that, and especially with a flame-throwing righty.
Check swing, and he went around. McKay kicks off Klein's night. It's 3 in a row for the Dodger pen. 2 for Alex Vesia, and then 1 for Klein.
You got to start it to catch up to the fastball, and if you get the string pulled on you with a breaking ball, you're going to be out front.
Dodgers lose one hard-throwing righty, and they replace him with another in Klein. Pinch hitter Josh Rojas. Quickly 0-2. Padres played a doubleheader in Philadelphia, and they split those 2 games with the Phillies. 2-2 for Klein against Rojas. The Giants and D-backs still going. They're an extra inning. 6-5 San Francisco. The Diamondbacks scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to push that game to the 10th. Ground ball into the glove of Klein. Well picked and played.
The first 40,000 fans take home a special Ron Say bobblehead, and that'll be on July 18th, presented by Bank of America. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more details.
White Sox flip the lineup over one more time. Chase Mydroth. Fastball just missed for Klein. Ooh. Foul ball off of Smith. He's okay. I mean, you saw Will Klein's reaction to that. He was worried for the backstop.
Yes. We don't need any more injuries tonight.
No.
We're at the portion of this game that let's get this part over with and get to a possible exciting bottom of the 9th.
Souvenir fouled away by Mydroth. 1-2. In the bottom of the 9th will be the bottom of the Dodger order. 7, 8, and 9. Fastball upstairs. The count squares up. It's a roller up the line. It will get fouled.
Base hit or foul ball? Foul ball. Well done by Kike. Don't brush at that and hit it over. If you hit it into foul territory farther, what if the umpire makes a wrong call, or what if the ball kicks and gets on the line right as you're about to do it? Just pick it up in foul territory.
Mydroth showing how pesky of a hitter he is. His calling card coming up as a prospect. Just controls the strike zone. Led the minor leagues in on base percentage a year ago. This will be the 9th pitch that he sees from Klein. Ball back toward our booth, above our booth.
It's a rarity to have it go above our booth. It is a big-time, big league foul ball. I got you if it comes in here.
You better than EK. 99, and that glanced off of my draw. The 10th pitch hits him.
That is one tough son of a gun to take that. Gets a little bat and some hand. Ooh, got all wrist. We're flinching at home again.
Yeah, no kidding. South Bay Kid stands on first with 2 outs in the ninth. The mound visit from Will Smith. By the way, EK, the spare was all in jest, of course, was in the building tonight. Eric Karros, to see Clayton Kershaw's push for 3,000. Also, Chase Mydroth, best friends with his boys, Kyle and Jared Karros.
Was there like some free swag tonight? Is that why EK came?
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
I mean,
bobblehead.
There was the Yamamoto bobblehead, but that, you know, the free stuff. He's out of the. He's cut from the Tommy Lasorda clause. If it's free, it's me.
I swear I didn't pay oral to say that, EK. I swear. 2 outs and a runner on first. Klein will keep Mydroth close to the bag. Strike 2 atop the zone. They got Mydroth. The throw down to second. The tag not in time. Klein saw him going. He went to first. Freddie's throw to Kim. There, we'll see if the Dodgers want to challenge.
It's a really hard play for a pitcher because you got him picked off.
Headsets.
You want to step off and then get him in a rundown, so you throw the ball in front of him. They're going to check it. Freddie Freeman with a great quick release. Kim with the tag. Oh, it's
Los Angeles is challenging the safe call at second base.
Well, in the 9th inning, you can't take them home with you. The challenge.
So your first baseman and your middle infielders, when the runner has that kind of a jump as far as being picked off, they're supposed to yell, and they do. Step off, step off. And then you throw the ball in front of the runner. But if your reaction as a pitcher is, I've got him picked off, and you can't hear the step off, you're throwing behind him, and then it's up to your first baseman, like Freddie did such a great job of quick release, accurate throw, get the tag down. We'll see what the replay conclusion is.
Couple of rookies convening off second base, watching the replays on Dodger Vision. Call will rest with the replay operations center in New York City. And the call on the field that Mydroth was safe.
I think he might be off, and the glove might still be on his knee. we see it one more time and see if the glove is on the knee. Watch the glove still on the left knee. It's still on, and he is off the bag right there. It is so close.
Gosh.
Is it going to be a reverse or a stand?
Let's get the call.
After review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Los Angeles will lose their challenge.
Just not enough evidence. Enough for your heart, but not to change the call.
11th stolen base for Mydroth. An insurance run in scoring position for Chicago in the 9th. 2-strike count for Will Klein against Austin Slater. And after all that, Klein says enough. Blows 99 by Slater. Bottom of the 9th, bottom of the order, looking to rally and walk it off. Makes it 7 for the Dodgers. Free Jumbo Jacks tomorrow. Jack in the Box in LA. Buy a large drink and get a free Jumbo Jack. The first 3 of those 7 Ks belong to Clayton Kershaw. He joined the 3,000 strikeout club. Now the Dodgers have 3 outs to rally. Grant Taylor back out for another inning. Face Michael Conforto, Tommy Edman, and then Hassan Kim. A fastball pitcher against a hitter who has had some struggles against heaters this year in Conforto.
Hence the open stance, the new bat, new approach. If you're not catching up to the fastball or squaring it up, and it's a long time, it is time for some change.
Pulled foul into the net. 2-2.
Turned 94 on the inside part, around there.
Dodgers have 6 walk-off wins this year, tied for 3rd most in Major League Baseball. Chopper to the right side. It squeaks through. Conforto reaches to start the 9th and brings the tying run to the plate with Tommy Edman.
It's not a fastball and it's not hit hard, but it's hit in the right place with a few hops, and the last hop just under the glove of Sosa. Squeaker.
Rojas on the grass at 3rd. Taylor deals. Edman takes. Fastball misses away. Edman's been aboard twice. A walk in the 2nd and an infield single in the 7th. Ball 2.
This house will start rocking if these counts keep building like this, and you're only a couple batters away from Shohei.
.95 away, ball 3.
He's taken all the way. Might even be taken 2.
On 3-0. Edman does watch. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk. Tying runs on base. Well, coming up after the game, it'll be Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. A lot to chew on in this one for John Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., and Nomar Garciaparra. Highlights, post-game interviews, and breakdowns coming your way next on Sportsnet LA. Mound visit from the pitching coach, Ethan Katz. The Dodgers trying to mount to rally in the bottom of the 9th. Laurel, they got 2 on and nobody out.
Well, old school thinking, and some that are probably older than 40 years old are home going, isn't Kim going to bunt? And if he bunts, though, you got a chance to lose Ohtani's bat with an intentional walk. And that used to happen years ago. So Usually it's you let your hitter swing, and especially with Kim, with his wheels, he's probably not going to hit into a double play. He would have to hit a bullet in the infield right at somebody for them to turn 2.
Corners pinched in for the White Sox. Rojas at third, Vargas at first. First pitch to Kim. Upstairs, another ball. So Kim, a rookie, certainly seen that Taylor is having struggle with the strike zone right now. How aggressive will he be?
He's going to be patient. He has been very successful with runners in scoring position this year, and I mean very successful, hitting .500, 10 for 20. But right here, in the context, this is probably a take.
He does. Another ball. Seven straight thrown from Taylor. The MVP is on deck.
Another possible 2-take situation. This one and the next one.
High and ball 4. Load him up. Tying runs in scoring position. Winning run on base. Nobody out. Ohtani at the plate. Does he have another 9th inning swing in him?
The flashback to this blast. The ball away, just off the plate, and he still hits it out. In this context, you would say make him throw a strike from the mound, but when you're Shohei Ohtani, you just let him go hit.
Another ball from Taylor. 9 in a row.
Well, you tuned in to watch 3,000 strikeouts from Clayton Kershaw. You might just get a little cherry on top right here.
Swatted foul down the left field side. Shohei Ohtani also owns the last regular season walk-off grand slam for the Dodgers. 40-40. You remember that from 2024.
On a 1-1 pitch, Ohtani will swing and ground the ball to the right side. Could be 2. Sosa goes to second for 1. Ohtani beats the throw. Conforto scores. The Dodgers are within 1.
You're hoping for a home run, but now you're wishing for no double play, and with Ohtani's wheels, they don't get it. And now you've got the tying run on third with less than 2 outs.
Will Venable, the first-year manager of the White Sox, is taking Grant Taylor out. First and third, 1 out. Mookie Betts due up when we come back.
We interrupt your scheduled programming with a new transmission from Nike Football.
No damage.
Welcome to the home of terrifying skill.
Introducing the Nordic Nightmare!
Free psychic readings with Alexia.
We're selling brand new skills no one's ever seen before.
Don't just beat them. Give them nightmares.
I think I like sports now.
No way. The Gecko was just spotted down the street.
I've always wanted to meet him. Ever since Geico's 24/7 emergency roadside service got us out of a jam.
Sounds like you got more than just savings, my dudes.
So do we know you?
Oh, I'm just a stranger who loves friendly service and American football.
Okay. Something to drink?
Oh, yeah, spot of tea, be lovely. And a root beer with lots of ice.
You know, you kind of look like someone.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
My cousin Daryl.
Oh, he does look like Daryl.
Are you buying a car on your phone?
Yeah, I'm already pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan.
I better teach her about down payments.
I only put in a low down payment, but look at all these cars.
But she's got to test drive it.
And I get up to 7 days to try it out.
Well, that's nice. I can still help. Think.
Mom?
Yes, dear?
Could you give me a ride to the Carvana vending machine?
Of course, my love. Cars come in vending machines now?
Finance and buy your car on Carvana today.
Mookie Betts has one of the Dodgers' 6 walk-off hits. Came back in the first homestand against the Detroit Tigers. So Mookie magic in the bottom of the 9th. Since then, it has been mostly a struggle offensively. But that's a former MVP and future Hall of Famer coming up here now. Tying run on third. Winning run on first. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers now within a run. It's a right-hander, Steven Wilson, the former Padre, against whom Betts is 2 for 5 with a double, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. First pitch swinging. High in the air. Left field on the warning track. It is caught, but Mookie Betts gets the job done and ties the game at 4. Will Smith will have a chance. Recall the last homestand for the Dodgers against the Padres. Will Smith hit a walk-off home run against Robert Suarez.
Well, Mookie's sac fly gets Clayton to spit the hook on the night when he strikes out his 3,000th. Now Will Smith can help him put it away with a W.
Can't check up, strike 1.
We saw Shohei steal over 50 bases last year. I don't think we're going to see him steal quite as much now that he is in the rotation. But this wouldn't be a bad place to attempt one.
Strike 2 called. The bottom of the zone. Smith will have a discussion with Jim Wolf. It'll be a short one. Smith is 0 for 6 in his career against Wilson. Tied at 4, bottom of the 9th. One more out, one more strike in this inning. That's disengagement number 2 for Wilson, watching Ohtani on first base. On an 0-2 pitch from Wilson, Ohtani takes off. It's a ball to throw down to second, skips high, and Ohtani slides underneath the tag. A winning run now in scoring position.
Every time he attempts to steal, now that he's back pitching, there's the risk-reward equation. And the reward is big enough, and it's called a W tonight. To reach 50, you're stealing whenever you get on, whenever you feel like there's an opportunity, and it's not about the scoreboard. But here it was.
Here comes the 1-2. Smith eyeballs ball 2 down in the dirt.
Between Kim and Will Smith, probably the 2 best guys to have at the plate with a runner in scoring position, especially on the night when you are 0 for 8 with a sac fly.
2 out. Ohtani on second. Here comes the 2-2. Just missed. What a take by Smith.
It might have grazed the electronic strike zone. But Will had a borderline call earlier and a little bit of a glance at the home plate umpire, and that might have saved him.
Bottom of the 9th, tie game. Full count the pitch. It's downstairs. Smith walks, and the torch is passed to Freddie Freeman. This 9th inning rally is not over yet.
Do not blink on the first pitch. If Freddie likes it, he will be heading it for the left center gap. He does not let the pressure and the context of the moment stop him from attacking.
After a month and a half slog, Freddie Freeman comes up in the bottom of the 9th. A chance to walk it off for the Dodgers.
Freddie is already choking up. He is just trying to get a base hit.
2 on, 2 out, tied at 4. Wilson's first pitch.
Freeman does jump on it, ropes it to right field. It's down. Here comes Ohtani. He's coming home. Where are we going? We're going home.
First pitch breaking ball, choked up, gets himself a base hit. He's going to left center with the fastball. He gets a breaking ball and he pulls it in the air, finds some outfield grass. A base hit on the 6th. And now the winning RBI in the bottom of the 9th. Freddie Freeman, a multi-hit game. The Dodgers with a W.
Clayton Kershaw gets his 3,000th strikeout, and then the teammate who was most in his ear every single start. You're getting closer. You're this many away. It was Freddie Freeman, and he walks it off in the bottom of the 9th. The Dodgers scored 3 runs to stun the White Sox and clinch their 7th straight series victory. Access Sportsnet Dodgers, you got one heck of a show coming up. For Ora Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and our amazing crew, Russell Kodani producing, Ben Dillenberger directing. I'm Stephen Nelson. Thanks for watching. Clayton Kershaw, the night is yours.